Bowie Bay Sox. I believe that's a Baltimore affiliate. Yeah. Yeah, because Altoona used to be Pittsburgh. I'm not too sure if they are anymore. I could be wrong. I have to sneeze, though. Oh, I do. Good old double whammy of a sneeze to start everything off. I see myself, I hear myself. That means we are locked in and live, ready and recording, so welcome back in, everybody. It is a late night. It is a live stream Let's Play of MLB The Show 16. Yep, we're going back in time. Marty! I should have named him Marty Braxton. That might have worked out a little better. Well, here we are back to it. We created Casey Braxton, drafted by the Cleveland Indians. Here we are in the Double-A. What the hell? The Rubber Ducks. What the hell are we? I don't even know what the city this is. Anyway, let's jump into it. We have our 3-game minimum lined up, which is kind of what I do. Rubber Ducky. That's right. Sinuses are just terrible right now. I need to do like a deep cleaning of the house. The double-wide prison cell, that is. Need to clean this shit up real good. Oh, my allergies are just terrible. We've had some storms rolling through here, South Florida, but oh, this is just ridiculous. And I am looking to dominate yet again. I mean, what did I do yesterday? 2 games or just the 1? Don't remember. 15 strikeouts in his last start. Casey Braxton. We're all set. Let's just blast through and kill some motherfuckers. The Akron Rubber Ducks. Didn't I say that initially? Akron.
And now,
oh well.
Welcome
to Riverboat Field. Max Bermudez. What a great name.
Center fielder, Max Bermudez.
Ugh. Allergies. How you doing? Other than fucking up my whole skull. Downward chop, 1 pitch out. If he catches the fucking ball. Dude, that's an error. That ain't on me. Yeah. Yeah, that ain't on me.
Second.
Gonna steal, little kid?
Jack
Are you gonna steal? I'll go quick. Oh, too bad. Bad throw. Oh, swinging and missing. Not a good look there, kid, especially now. Oh, well, not far enough to do anything. Not quite past the infield dirt, 1 out.
Batting third.
Aldo. What a great
hitter.
name.
Aldo Castillo.
I'm laughing at it, but what a great name. And that could be a pop foul going for another Howski. So it was a 1-pitch hit.
Fourth, first baseman.
Should be an error.
Navarro.
Easy. It's in there. But the big-time rush that we're going to have getting into the bigs. Downward chop, any out is a good out. Go to first because that guy's a little bit slower. And there we go. But it should be a little bit fun. A little bit fun getting through this career. Oh yeah, that was an error. I can still get a complete game no-hitter. A walk. There's a hit. Corners, nothing. Okay, well, shit.
Leading off for Bowie, third baseman.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't care if I lose these games. I figure I will do well.
0-1.
I just want to build up a bunch of ability. Strike motherfuckers out.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Get myself ready for the big leagues. And again, I want to sit myself with a National League team in the long run. That is a 12-6 strikeout.
Oh.
We'll get him on the rundown.
Batting sixth.
As I slow float my way through.
Alfredo Marte.
That thing barely looked like it hit the fucking ground. Apparently it did, so says the fucking
0-1's the count.
I throw good pitches, I don't throw a good ball. Going for strikes. Don't tell me that hit the fucking dirt, you're gonna hit the fucking dirt.
I got the count. 0-2.
Big time. 3 minutes of playtime, whatever.
Ball, that's outside.
Nice no swing there. I gotta give him credit. I got to. Ooh-wee. And the cutter strikes him out. It's all good, though. Welcome in, Twitch lurkers. Yeah, I'm playing an old game.
Catcher, Gavin Ridgway.
Barely let that cutter on the outside just go. Barely. The Endless Animal is in the house. Welcome in, Animal, to a late-night live stream. Let's play of MLB The Show 16. Yeah, playing an old game. Yes, I am.
0-1.
Trying to give this a run, but what's going on, Animal? How are you? What's the good word? What's cracking? Other than knuckles and necks, what's cracking?
0-2 is the count.
You know, I was thinking about playing some Fallout 4 tonight. I just didn't have a clue what I was gonna do with it. And I feel, ooh, sweeping curveball. He's out. I was thinking about Fallout 4, but I'm like, man, I don't know, because I don't know like what I want to do, and I don't think just a quick 2, maybe 3 hours worth would do it. That might be a weekend set for me. Animal has had 3 days of school the past 2 weeks. Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck. I forgot where you're from. Yeah, dude, everybody's getting just hammered and buried with fucking snow. I mean, my parents up in central Wisconsin. Middle of nowhere. You're not by Lake Michigan over in Green Bay. You're not over by the Minnesota border where the Mississippi River is. There's nothing, right? It's a barren fucking wasteland. The side porch where the grill is that leads out to my mom's little flower garden.
Doug.
It's hip-high snow. They haven't even shoveled that shit. They're like, fuck that. We're not going out that sliding door anyway. So that just ain't gonna happen.
0-1's the
You're in
count.
Upper Michigan. Okay. Oh, yeah, UP. Yeah, I got you. That's right. I'm sure I've asked that before, but I knew you were kind of in my area. Of course, I've told you the story. I used to not sneak up, but because the gambling laws at the time were different from Wisconsin to the UP, we would all go to Watersmeet, Michigan, to the casino there, because I believe it was either 18 or 19 in Michigan for gambling, and I think it was 21 in Wisconsin. So like, man, fuck this. Cutter strikes him out. But we would go up there to do our, you know,
Shortstop.
our
Emilio
teenage gambling.
Valle.
You have a friend from Watersmeet. Okay, there you go. So they know all about the Paulding Light. That's kind of like an Unsolved Mysteries, kind of a ghost story thing up there. I've gone to that a couple times on Halloween night, actually. God, I don't remember what fucking year that was. Early 2000s, though. I think I'd gone there like 3 years worth.
No balls, 2 strikes.
On Halloween night. Or maybe it was only back-to-back years, and then I went a third time. I don't know.
Ball.
Paulding. P-A-U-L-D-I-N-G. The Paulding Light. Right by the casino of Watersmeet, Michigan. It's fun if you're into that whole, ooh, curveball, he's gone. If you're into that stuff. You've never seen it? Heard about it, though. Yeah, it's an interesting thing if you're into that whole supernatural kind of what the fuck am I looking at kind of thing. And maybe I've brought this up to you, but since I'm yammering and flapping my damn gums. Strike. Thank you.
0-1's the count.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. The first time I went, friends of mine had gone prior to that. But my first time going was on, like, Halloween night, I don't know, maybe like 2003, somewhere around there. Halloween night, and that's a good drive from where I lived. I don't know, 2-3 hours maybe?
3!
Ooh, curveball just snuck in that low corner. But we go up there, and it's just snow on the ground and everything, and, like, you drive up to this little area, and the story is, like, there's an old railroad track. The rails are gone. Everything's been pulled. But you can clearly see there is this pathway that goes through. It's like, all right, so there used to be, you know, a rail, fucking train rail used to run through there. You could just see there's separation in the
Leading
tree
up for the
line.
Bay Sox,
You know, you can just see it looks like some sort of a driving path.
Whitley.
Can't drive on it though, but they have a guardrail at the top area so no one
0-1.
can drive their vehicles down, because eventually there is like this, I don't know, like a 6-foot long kind of a creek, a little river, kind of a stream. And it's like you're probably gonna hit your car stuck there because it's such a V peak. You might like bottom out your car and literally get fucking stuck. So I mean, if you had a 4-wheeler, a dirt bike, sure, you could sneak that fucker down and drive all around, but not surpassable for vehicles. 12-6 curveball, he's gone. But anyway, you're looking out and you're looking down this old fucking rail
Designated hitter,
pathway.
Aldo Castillo.
It's like, it's dark out, so you can kind of see, like, maybe the moon shining good enough, you can kind of make shit out. But I mean, you know what it's like in the forest. But as you're looking down, like, you got trees, and just an opening here. And okay, you know, the terrain kind of has highs and lows to it and all. And it's interesting because you do see, like, this, I mean, like a glowing dot. Small pinprick of a dot way off in the distance. And it's like, well, okay, that's the Paulding Light. That's the ghost. That's the thing. And everybody's like, nah, that can't be it, that can't be it. Everybody says, like, there is a highway somewhere. I mean, as you're looking at it, like, off to the right, like, you can hear there's a highway somewhere off in the distance. And everybody says, no, it's weird, it's like there's lights reflecting off the blah, blah, blah. There's a pond, and it's the lights, and it's reflecting off the water, and it's weird. I'm like, but think about that. Because as you're looking at it, it's like a solid dot. A normal, even a flashlight would have kind of a glow, kind of a haze around it. And it's like, this is just a singular fucking dot, and it'll change colors. It'll be like bright white, it'll kind of go to an orangish to a red, and everybody's like, oh, well, that's the headlights, and then the tail lights. That's why it's white to red. You know, like I said, because the highway that's off in the distance, and it reflects off whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I've never seen a headlights that have that specific of a glow. Not even your modern day fucking LEDs and all that bullshit. Like, it doesn't look like that. Sweeping curveball, he's out of here. And even if you walk towards it, it will just disappear. Yeah, that's the weird thing, is because, like I said, they have a guardrail, so you can't drive down. You can walk all you want. And it is kind of hilly. And it just, that straight area goes on forever, it seems. There are little branching ways, like, as you're walking down, like, if the guardrail is you, and you're walking, like, towards the light, so to speak, you'll see these little areas that branch off, like, they could just be logging trails or some bullshit from back in the day that branch off. I don't think those were part of the rail system. But, like, you could veer off and veer off, but you'd see that main fucking run is straight through. And yeah, there are a little bit of hilly fucking area, and there's, like I said, got that little stream that goes eventually. You know, you hop over that thing and you just keep going.
0-1.
But, yeah, as you're at the guardrail looking, you see this light, and it dances all across the fucking sky. Oh, sorry, not the sky. It stays within the horizon, within the trees. It doesn't go way the fuck up, you know, past the tree line, more or less. And as you're looking at it, it's like, you look, and it's like eventually it dips down and it comes back up. So you're kind of, you know, it's not that your perception is off, but it's not flat as a fucking board. So that part of it's like, okay, you kind of got to get your bearings about that. Yeah, that was a bad pitch. Luckily, it doesn't go far enough. But you take the walk, and it's like, okay, so the white light off in the distance, and it'll just like kind of just like fade around, and it kind of looks like it gets a little closer. Looks like it kind of comes back a little and starts to disappear, and it'll go left and right, forward, back, or whatever. Not such a, it's not like, it's not dancing quickly like a shooting star. It does kind of lazily take its time. But yeah, as you start going far enough, you're like, okay, what the fuck? You jump over that little that stream, and you kind of start walking back uphill. You turn back around to look back to where you parked your car by the guardrail. You turn around, and there's the light. You're like, we should have seen it over our heads. Okay, a light that fucking luminant and bright and brilliant. We should have seen that thing, you know, as we're going down the hill to jump over the stream. We should have seen it above us, or something, or fly past us. Don't understand. It's like, that's part of the marvel of it. That's part of the, if, like I said, if you like that shit, it's kind of interesting to go to and visit. Cutter, and he's out. But you know, and I've heard like all the stories. I've heard a lot of fucking stories about that place, actually. And all interesting, like I said. I'm kind of into that stuff. I wouldn't say I'm no ghost chaser or nothing like that. Scares the bejesus out of you in a good way. But Oh, yeah, that first time I went there, Halloween night, let's just say it was 2002, maybe 2003, somewhere in that time frame. And, you know, I go there, there's snow on the ground, it's not fucking, we're not buried, thankfully, and it's good and chilly out. Thankfully, it's still, it's not so fucking windy, because that's when that cold cuts down to the fucking bone marrow. But so we take the walk, we jump across the stream and all that stuff, and you know, we all felt it. We're all wearing, like, good, thick hoodies and shit like that. Not just windbreakers, you know, it's fucking, sure, we're like half Viking living up there. 12 to 6, he's gone. But it's like you leave the guardrail area and you start walking, and then eventually you start walking downhill. Now, just think about just standard temperature and weather conditions. You start walking downhill, cold air sinks. We start walking downhill, and it's getting fucking, like, hot. You know, like, too hot for our hoodies to be on. Like, what the fuck, dude? It got really warm around here. What the hell? Then we start, you know, jump over the stream, start climbing back uphill so we could turn around and look back at the guardrail, see where our cars are parked and all this. We're walking uphill. Bone-chilling cold with no breeze. If there was a breeze, it was slight, but, I mean, it's not like... You know, where you have to, like, shield your face, it's so fucking cold. Nothing like that. If there was a breeze, it was mild. I'm just saying the absolute temperature changed that drastically in reverse. Had we walked downhill and it got colder, okay, that makes sense. Walk uphill and it gets warmer. That would have made sense, but even that temperature change was so fucking bizarre. And really weird how, at that point, like, we're kind of... What is that smell? Like, there was this weird sort of electrical kind of smell in the air. That one is tough to describe what it even fucking reminded me of. Because, like, you know, sleeping curveball, he's gone. You know, like, you know when there's, like, wood or trash being burned, you know that smell. When you're in, like, whatever, an office building or something like that, and there's some kind of electrical fire, you know that smell, too. It was close and reminiscent to that. There was just some kind of electrical smell in the air. Not all the time. It would show up, but it'd be pretty fucking, you know, dare I say, dominant in certain areas. It was never constant. It was just, there it is again, there it is again. You know, kind of like, if it was a fart, you'd be thankful you didn't have to smell it the whole time. That's how strong this scent was. It wasn't like, no, it smells like lavender. No, it smells like patchouli. It wasn't that. We're like, no, this is definitely something.
He's out.
Oh, I only get the one. Needed that double play. Not that we needed it, but would have helped.
Now batting. Right fielder, Jack.
Oh, there
Whitley.
we go. There we go. Anyway, just looking at a text. But, yeah, that was a very interesting night there for damn sure.
Hey!
And I remember going, well, you know, there was this girl I was working with. Yeah, that was smart. Date a girl you work with, Mike. Yeah. Different if you work in the same building and it's a big building. But, like, working with her. No, anyway. Took her up there one time. Oh, let's go to the casino. That's cool, you know, whatever. You know, gamble around a little bit and grab a drink and just, you know, whatever. Then we go out there to the fucking, the Paulding Light. Take her out there. It's like, okay, we'll see how this, you know... She wasn't freaked out by it, thankfully.
Leading up with a base.
But there was this lady out there, and there were a bunch of people, you know. But there was this lady, I guess she's a local, and she's always out there, and she was telling us this story of, well, yeah, it's like, what the fuck, like these beings that come out of this portal, or something like that. And, like, I'd never heard that shit before. So I'm like, okay. And, like, the other people, like, they're somewhat local as well, and they, you know, I guess heard the same kind of thing. Oh, that was a good shot. Pull shot, but right to him. Good. I forgot what the fuck she called these things.
First baseman.
She's like, oh, no, and they're, like, these 9-foot-tall beings. Like, you'll see this portal that opens up, and you know, it's like they,
0-1's the count.
Yeah, this portal opens up, these big 9-foot-tall fucking figures come out, and they just, you know, they kind of wander about the fucking area, X, Y, Z. I'm like, wow, that's fucking weird. She's like, the one time, you know, I was out there, you know, searching around and everything, and, like, the portal opened up, and, you know, it freaked me out, but I walked into it, and I felt so euphoric and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't have the fucking, I wouldn't have the balls or the brain to do that. If she was telling the truth, I don't know. She seemed a little off, you know, a little off center, you know. Just like that last pop foul behind third base. Little off. Not quite there. you made contact, but then there was another story that, I don't know if it was that same night I had that
He's
date
out.
out there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I was there with a girl I
time
worked
for
with,
the
let's just call it
traditional-
that. That sounds a little safer. But, I don't know if I heard the same story about, like, there was a hobo or some fucking homeless guy had a shack way out in the woods, you know, way past the guardrail, and he had these, like, fucking attack dogs. And see, like, hearing that story was really fucking weird. I don't know if I heard that the first night I went or any other time afterwards. But the reason that story fucking got me all weird, the first night I go, first time ever going, there's 4 of us. And we're walking down this trail, you know, shoulder to shoulder. We're not straight lining it. And it's really weird because, like, in a staggered position, let's say if I'm on one bookend, the friend, ooh, sweeping curveball. The friend not next to me, but, like, I guess you would say in the middle. Because if there's 4 of us, you know, if I'm on the end here, the friend that's in the middle of the other 2, right? We were like, did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? Like, what? It's like, I thought I just heard, like, a wolf or something's growling off in the fucking bushes. And the other 2 people, like, I didn't hear a fucking thing. Me and the friend who was in between the other 2, you know, like I said, the staggered positioning of that. How can these 2 people hear something when they're not next? If it was these 2 that heard something on this side, or these 2 that heard something on this side of the forest, that logically just makes sense. Now, sure, my one friend that was with us, his hearing is shot. So, you know, I can't use him as the greatest example, but what about the other person that's there? And wherever he was, I don't quite remember, but still, the 2 staggered people were hearing something. I want to say it was, I don't even remember, like probably on his side. I'm like, no, I heard something. It sounds like something is walking with us in the woods, you know, and we thought we heard growling. Here and there, not the whole fucking time, you know, but it's like the footsteps keeping up with us. That would be, like, somewhat inaudible at times. Again, like, just very weird circumstances out there. And it's just kind of fucking crazy because I don't think I heard the homeless guy, and it was, like, years ago. It's like, oh, and he took people out in the woods and he killed them and he had these fucking attack dogs and all this stuff. So then hearing about that eventually, I'm like, okay, now I hear, like, these animals growling at us in the fucking woods. Like, this is kind of bizarro world. It's like the only thing that I didn't know about was the fucking, ooh, Cutter got him looking. The portal opening of these shadow people, or whatever the fuck she called them. It's like that, I didn't know anybody else to speak about. Except the one lady that seemed a little bit off. That was out there. But another thing that I heard about the whole deal, and, you know, a bunch of us would kind of go up there just random times. Like I said, to go up to the casino. While you're at the casino, you know, okay, make the trip over there. It's a couple miles away, and go check that shit out and have fun with it. Cool. Jesus, 3-round blast, that's a nickel. Meaning 5-0. But, a separate friend of ours said he was there one time, and here's the story of the Paulding Light. Now, allegedly, because it's an old rail track kind of a deal, the story goes that this light that's off in the distance trying to fucking just run around or whatever, back in the day, they had a guy with a lantern that would kind of like be the, he's kind of like the lighthouse for the trains. So he's out there with the lantern to signal to the engineer of the train, you know, this is where the stop needs to be made kind of thing. Story goes that the guy with the lantern, whatever, he's drunk one night or something, he slips and falls down on the train track and, like, gets run over, like his head's decapitated. So here he is, you know, like, fucking Yorick, you know, can't find his head. So this is him with his lantern looking around trying to, he's either signaling the train or looking for his head. Something along those lines, that's what I heard. And the scary thing with that is, friend of mine says he's there one time with a couple other people, and they all went down for the walk, you know, down to the stream and all that shit, past the guardrail. He's still up by everybody's car, I guess. He wasn't he'll admit, he wasn't the bravest person. So he's just waiting up there to just check everything. 12-6, he's gone. And there's this little, as you're looking at the you're looking at the guardrail down towards the stream, right? And there's like a little crest of a hill over here on the right-hand side. Now he's kind of over there, got his car parked. He's just kind of leaning up against his car. And he said that, like, out of the corner of his eye, he thought he saw something up on the crest of this hill. Thought he saw maybe a person or something like that. And just kind of turned, looked, and of course it's gone, you know. And he's like, okay, really fucking weird. So he's just still kind of sitting there leaning on his car, you know. And this is the early days of, like, fucking decent cell phone coverage, so he's trying to call his friends, like, oh yeah, I see the light bouncing around, like, if you guys are by the stream, blah, blah. They're trying to phone tag and do all that bullshit. No service up there, though. So as he's farting around like that, ooh, sweeping curveball, that'll be the ball game, as I talk my way all the way through it. But, shut up, by the way. That's technically a no-hitter because I think there was 2 errors. Anyway, so my friend's leaning up against his car, and then all of a sudden he just, like, I don't know if he's looking down the fucking pathway, or if he turned to look up the fucking crest of the hill again or something, but he says, like, this time he says he saw somebody, corner of his eye, peripheral vision enough, like an older gentleman, and he says it was, like, black and white, like, old-timey, and he's, like, dressed in, like, old, like, 1920s or 30s, like, attire. You know, kind of guy waiting for the train kind of thing. Turns and looked and it was gone, but he said it was standing, like, right fucking next to him. Like, I don't know, even 10 feet away is close enough, you know? Didn't have to be, like, fucking shoulder to shoulder with him. But 15 strikeouts again. No hits allowed. So that's technically a perfect... No, it's not a perfect game because they got on base. 1 error. No, Akron, 2 errors. They had 1. Okay. So they had no hits, 2 errors. 30 strikeouts in... That's pretty good. Struck out the 2nd and the 3rd. Clean. Woo! But anyway. So there's a lot of good stories up there for the Paulding Light. I guess Unsolved Mysteries went up there. Okay, the same night that the crazy chick was there, and I brought a girl from work there. After the crazy lady kind of left, there was, you know, some of the other local people like, yeah, she's here a lot, and she tells her stories, whatever. XYZ. Just simming through to get to my next spot. Astros have traded Dan Straley to the Indians for Carlos Santana. Dude, that's a damn good pickup. Dan Straley? I mean, who's to say if he pans out the way he does in real life, but I'll take a Dan Straley. Hold on, let me save up here, and because we're on our spot here. But the Paulding Light, Unsolved Mysteries, that's what I'll be talking about here. Just want to make sure that my face is on camera, so that kind of helps the stream, I guess, for stories like this. Anyway. Whew, how's that training? Wow. So 60, that's a pretty good start right there. Jesus, 35. What'll it take to get to 60? Too much. Oh, dude, I can get this up to 55 right now. Well, HR is not such my worry. Oh, that's a lot. 55. I can do that right now. Right now. Oh, no, hold on a second. I can do 65, but it's probably too much of a fucking reach. Jesus, 85 and 95. Woo-wee. Oh, what's the stamina boost here? Small boost energy after a strikeout. That's going to take about 8,000 points, not 800. Had to check it. Shit. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, let me just do that then. Build that up. Okay, and then 40 on this one. 55, 40, 60, 45. Alright. Well, fuck it, let me save again then. Just because I got shit done. But, you know, I should go and try to find that Unsolved Mysteries fucking episode. Whether it's on YouTube or whatever, I have no clue. Does Hulu or fucking Netflix even have that shit nowadays? Because that'd be an interesting find, just to see. Oh yeah, because anyway, I was there with the chick that I worked with that night, and like the lady was a little off, you know, left of center, so to speak. She had left, and then all the locals, we started bullshitting, and, you know, she's like, yeah, she's here a lot, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Says a lot of kind of weird things. Some of it's somewhat legit, whatever. then they're telling me that, you know, Unsolved Mysteries was up there. It's like, yeah, I saw the episode, and like they tried doing all these, using these weird filters on their cameras, and they just could not fucking identify exactly what the deal was. And oh, it does say threw a perfect game last night. That was not a perfect game. 2 people got on base, threw a no-hitter, but that was not perfect. That was damn near perfect. The Trenton Thunder. That's a good name. I like that. But anyway, that's my story about traveling to the UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. There was this girl I went to college with. She was fucking cute as shit from Escanaba. And that was, that's like a good, like, winter skiing area. Oh, she was cute as hell. Wore this really sexy fucking Dorothy from Wizard of Oz thing. Good lord, are you kidding me? And that was the thing, too, because that was, I remember my first day of classes was October 1st, 2007. So for a reference, that's what year it was. But she was just, yeah, she was all kinds of fun, delicious. Wear that shit. Jesus Christ. You don't need a bicycle. You don't need a little dog Toto. You don't need to fucking drop a house on nobody. She just looked fly as shit. Look good enough for me,
Leading off for Trenton.
I don't need to repeat her name just for her own safety.
Hey!
Skiing is big in my town. Lots of people come here for that. Yeah, whereabouts, like, are you near the Wisconsin border? Are you further up north? Are you towards that, that further northeastern stretch? I mean, I don't really know a whole shit ton of cities in the UP, to tell you the truth.
Batting second.
Like, how would you geographically say, like, if you were to compass it? You know, I'm dead center, with the northern stretch along the water. Yeah, I know skiing is the thing. Yeah, like, I didn't know shit about Escanaba till, like, I had a fucking job at a paper mill back in the early 2000s. And some of the guys would be like, oh yeah, Escanaba, Escanaba. So then I'll go into college with this chick. It's like, oh yeah, I'm from Escanaba. I'm like, holy shit, okay. Yeah, it helped that she was hot. I mean, how could I forget some things like that?
First baseman, Miguel Santiago.
And yes, I have a good memory for shit like that. I remember her name. But that's neither here nor there. What wasn't then isn't now. There's not many people there. I'll just say it's, you're not, oh. I mean, there's not many people here. I'll just say you're from that town. Okay. And see, that's like, okay, that city name. Like, isn't there, I want to say there's a city by that name in Minnesota. And in Wisconsin. Probably near, isn't that, like around Chicago? You know, it's like, oh, I'm from Springfield. Okay, Simpsons. Yeah. It's a fair, I'll say common enough name in that stretch. Yeah, quite a few of them. That's what I figured. All right, gotcha. Julio Garcia.
Catcher.
Game 2 of our 3-game minimum, just working our way through the fucking minors here. Waiting for that call-up. Actually, I don't want to get called up. I mean, if I could make it through this entire fucking first year in the minors, I don't care if it's AA for a couple months and then AAA, that's fine. Because I don't think the Indians are gonna suck. Go get that shit. There you go. Good snag over the shoulder, Willie Mays. That's fucking clutch.
Batting fifth, center fielder.
Chris Sanchez. I worked with a kid, Chris Sanchez. Saw him for his bachelor party. Getting out there, having plenty of drinks. He's all got his family out there. They're all playing dominoes. I did fairly well at dominoes, I gotta say. Having not played it in, like, forever. It's like, I'm white. They're all, like, Hispanics, like, they dig the shit out of dominoes.
Ball inside.
Now, thankfully, I had some decent practice, you know, playing spades with some of the guys that I worked with at a warehouse job, excuse me. Sweeping curveball. Get out of here, Sanchez.
Batting sixth.
Like, I haven't
Right
fucking...
fielder, Dan Anderson.
I haven't bullshit with Chris Sanchez in a while. Fuck, man, I better get on that. Just see what the dude's up to.
0-1.
Fuck, I don't even see shit from him on, like, the social medias anymore. Hey, I mean, I hope he's all good in the marriage, and
I got the count.
he's so damn happy that he doesn't even fucking need to worry about that shit anymore.
Nope.
Oh, that was a good throw,
I got
too.
the count. 1 and 2.
I put every town with that name on your weather map as a joke, so there's like 6 of the same town with different temperatures. Just depends on what state, yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's like another very popular city name is Jefferson. And Clinton, actually. Oh, you got that? Get him.
Oh.
Here, I'll throw an elbow. I'll slow him down. Man, you know, the show fucking 18, I wasn't in love with that game. Those fucking archetypes that games have. Now, like, I understand certain limitations as far as your character's height and weight.
Jonathan Diaz.
0-1's the count.
So it's like, well, okay, if you're 300 pounds, you cannot get 99 speed. You just can't, okay? For your size, like, 80 is pretty good speed. Like, shit like that, I understand. But, no, like, that's just fucking bullshit to me. Strength also, there's a cutter. Strength also makes sense based on height and weight. If you're, I'm a scrawny little bitch, I'll tell you. I'm a short 5'9", but I'm a tall 5'8". Alright? And I don't know, I stay good on my workouts. I'm maybe 160 pounds.
No, that's low.
I'm more of a lean yoga kind of a guy. I'm not fucking power lifter, dude. I'm just not. I got core strength. I don't have limb strength.
The count's 1 and 1.
Like, I wouldn't doubt if the girls that I work with would test me pretty well in arm wrestling. I just don't have that strength. But, of course, I feel that I gotta outwork everybody that I work with. I'm an endurance guy. Got that DDP yoga going on.
He's out.
That's what I'm doing, goddammit. Anyway, God, eyeball is just itching all of a sudden. Forgot where I was going with this story. Oh, yeah. Let's just say that I am a player on a ball game, whatever. If it's Madden, Madden, I would not make the fucking team. Baseball. I'm fucking, like, I'm smaller than goddamn Scooter Gennett, okay? And that motherfucker can hit home runs. He had, like, the best year of his fucking career, like, hit, like, 25, didn't he? Scooter Gennett is not a big guy. Jimmy Rollins was not a big. Jimmy Rollins was about 5'8", about my height. He was, you know, had more build to him. Cutter, and this guy's gone. But it's like at 5, yeah, I'll be generous, 5'9" and 170. What the fuck? Like, my strength is not going to be, well, batting power. Excuse me, batting power. That shit ain't even going to be 80. I mean, even if I was, like, good, like, 30 home runs is good. There's no way that, you know, someone my body build would be doing that shit. Brady Anderson without steroids. Just saying, without it. It wouldn't work.
Ball 1, no strike.
So it's kind of like, well, you know.
1 and 1.
It's like that I understand the limitations on.
The count.
But if I make a pitcher 6'4", 220 pounds, all right, that's kind of long-legged and lanky. Maybe his speed is not good, but let's just say he's got a sweet stroke being a batter. Let's just say he's got that Madison Bumgarner kind of a deal. Bumgarner is quite a good fucking pitcher. And a damn good hitter for a pitcher as well. But because he is, well, that's how the archetype is built. And there's only 3 archetypes in the show 18 that I know. I never played 17. I can't say anything about that game. Other than Griffey Jr.'s on the cover. And bless his heart, I love Griffey. Love Jr. But never played that game.
Designated hitter.
But all these fucking sports games are now building these archetypes. It's like some of it makes sense, but others, it's like, no, like, if I have the ability to build my guy up with damn near maximum ability, let me fucking do that. That's not too crazy to ask of. That should be an option. It's like, well, do you want to build a guy with no ceiling? Or do you want, like, archetypes where there are limitations on fucking certain abilities based on what you're looking to do? Oh. That was a tough one.
First baseman, Miguel.
It's only one out here, too, huh?
0-1.
We can string through it all day, kid. Just go ahead. Oh, shit. That was a bad one. But we could get the double play out of this one.
Out.
You fucking jerk off. You guys got to learn how to throw a little bit better. I know this is double A, but come on.
Catcher, Julio Garcia.
0-1's the count.
You won't make triple A. Let alone make the big leagues. You're trying to fuck up double play attempts like that. Just not gonna happen. Uh-huh.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's hold on a second. I have a joke about that. As Melberries makes her appearance.
Nope. Outside.
Oh, damn, on the line, and he didn't take that one. Oh, we'll get him right here. Welcome in, Melberries. That was a cutter for the strikeout, by the way. It's a late-night live stream Let's Play of MLB The Show 16. I'm going back in time. Yes, I am. Now, the way I heard it today was Happy Alentine's A. Because some of you ain't going to get the V, some of you ain't going to get the D. So it's Happy Alentine's A. It's funny shit. Yeah, people I went to college with putting that shit on Facebook. Gotta laugh at it. That's funny shit.
Center fielder, Chris Sanchez.
I'll be getting some V. Got some vodka right over there.
Aye.
Anyway, what do we got? Endless Animal. Bit my lip 3 times in the same place today. Were you making out with the girl while doing that? Or were you going down? Never mind.
Ball inside.
No, I hate that. Like the inside of the cheek, I'll get myself like that. Motherfucker, that hurts. Hate that. Well, Melberry's just coming and going, huh? Shit. I mean, I hope it was good for you. I really hope so. Whoa, back, foul. And this animal was chewing gum. Munch off half your face like that. No, I hate that. Cutter for the strikeout.
The right fielder,
Ladies and gentlemen, Melberries. She just comes in for lowbrow jokes and goes right back to hitting the books.
0-1's the count.
Best 30 seconds of my life. Shit, give me time to smoke a fucking cigarette, would you? Come on now. At least 45 seconds.
No,
This fucking first baseman has a goddamn frying pan for a glove.
Now batting.
Dunk! Oh, couldn't catch that one.
Jonathan Diaz.
Hey!
Gotta call this motherfucker. Oof. I'm gonna call him Skillet. My first baseman, Skillet. Why'd he call him Skillet? Look at his fucking glove. He can't catch shit with that thing. Just bounces right off.
I got the count. 1 and 2.
Oh, story time. What did I miss?
Hey.
Bad pitch, but he's looking at that sweeping curveball, and he can sit the fuck down. Animal says, I bit my bottom lip a lot. Oh, you bite it a lot.
Maurice Coleman.
But then it doesn't end there. I'll bite that same spot like 3 days in a row afterwards. So that always sucks. Yeah, like, that'll usually happen for me. Like I said, like, whatever, just normal food. As opposed to, like, obscure food or bizarre foods with Andrew Zimmern. So I'll be eating food, and, like, I'll kind of bite down, like, the inside of my fucking cheek. It's like, oh, motherfucker. Yeah, 2-3 days later, get it again. And those nerves are so fucking, like, exposed. Like, that shit is just like, ugh, like, you completely freeze up. Because you feel stupid, number one, you know, for biting it again. Bit my lip, motherfucker, that's gonna bother me. You get it that second time, and it's like, how the fuck does, like, what's wrong with my mandible? What is going on here? Oh, play at the plate. A walk. There's a nice run. Bases were loaded with nobody else. We get one fucking insurance run.
Leading off for the Thunder. Second baseman, Vincent.
Not the best pitch, but that's great. We got him. Oh. Get him. Get him. Cutter. Very low difficulty here, in case you're wondering. That's why this looks easy, because it is. Once I get up to the big leagues, I will... I gotta check the sliders. I don't know if those have been adjusted at all. But the difficulty itself. Hey, look, Skillet, there he is again. You fucking... Get him out of here, coach. Skipper, whatever.
Now batting, but designated
I mean, that's
hitter.
twice in this game.
Sack.
Plus, he had one last game.
Ball that's
He's good for
outside.
about 1 error a week.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Oh, we're gonna get him, though. Yeah, Cutter, get him. That fucker out of here. Get him the fuck out of here. Whew. Miguel
First baseman, number
Santiago.
17, Miguel Santiago.
You know, it's kind of funny. I'm trying to check through these names to see, like... Because, yeah, this is the 2016 game. So, whereabout can I, you know... Who's the gem? Who's the guy like, oh shit, that's right. Like, I don't think Aaron Judge is in this game.
Nope, that's a ball.
So, I don't know where I would even try to look for him. I don't know. Woo! I've got some guys like that on my team on Madden 19. It's like the guys lathe their hands in Vaseline. Dude, I have not played a Madden game. Like, I bought the, what was it, on the PS3, the 25th anniversary one with Barry Sanders on the cover.
Out.
What was that, like, technically Madden 14 maybe? 13 or 14, that sounds right. But I first started playing Madden games. It was Madden 92 on my friend's Sega Genesis. And I'm like, this is what football should be. And I was hooked there. But I had a Super Nintendo. My friend actually let me borrow his fucking Sega Genesis, and that's all I
Leading off
played.
for the Thunder.
For like that weekend I borrowed
Catcher, Julio.
it. And I was hooked
Garcia.
right there. So then like Madden 93, Madden 94, Madden 95, Madden 96, Super Nintendo, and I rented. If a friend didn't have it, you know, one friend had one game, you know, and I'd borrow it for long
Center
periods of
fielder,
time. You know, it was either video game
Sanchez.
rentals or like borrowing from my friend. You know, you trade off. Like, you know, here's this game, fucking, you know, and we'll just trade back games,
Oh,
whatever, in
one's
like
the
a month, whatever. You know, you get the idea. But then starting on the PS1, I bought fucking Madden 97, Madden 98, Madden 99, Madden 2000. Then the PS2 comes out, Madden 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yes, I bought every Madden game, starting with 97 and finishing with 2008, the Vince Young cover. PS2 Madden to me was the best. It was kind of NFL Street Arcadey, kind of blitz at times. Time to go sit down. That's a 12-6 curveball. But I felt that it was fair enough.
Right fielder.
But the PS2 Madden games
Anderson.
were the best. When that fucking Vision Cone come out and the Xbox launched, I think that was like 05 or 06. And that Vision Cone, I think, really started to ruin it. The higher the technology got, I think the worse the Madden games had become. And it's something, the feel to it is a bit off. It doesn't seem like you have much control, especially defensively. I mean, you can't play coverage for shit. At least I could never figure it out. And I was a meticulous Madden player. So for me to be like a god amongst mere fucking peons compared to like other people I knew playing Madden games at the time, PS2 Madden, I was pretty fucking good, you know.
The shortstop.
I mean, at the time, if there were like major tournaments, I think I could have done pretty fucking well, even if it came to winning money. I would play franchise mode on all Madden difficulty. My friends were astounded by that. And you know, I would not lose games. Like, it just wouldn't happen. I would have to simulate games. Be like, well, okay, this year, Cutter for the strikeout. It's like, this year, you know, build the team up. And, you know, like, anybody that I draft, I'm going to build them up, you know, just by ability over time. So it's kind of like, well, okay, we'll start, like, the Bengals had sucked, the Browns had sucked. I would take a shit team and work them up. It's like, the first year we're not going, maybe never go 16-0. It's like, let me slowly build this team up. Let's at least go 8-8 that first year, because it's not a losing record. You know, and then, okay, we'll dabble around, we'll start building up, you know, maybe a wild card. Can't just be eliminated on the first playoff game. Can't do that at the wild card. You know, you got to win that one, maybe lose the divisional. Conference championship, maybe, if you get that far. You shouldn't lose it at home. And I would never lose a Super Bowl. Sweeping curveball for the strikeout. But I had such a blast doing all that.
Now batting.
And then, you know, I just took the hiatus because, you know, it's like Madden games weren't changing all that much, and they were so reliant on the fucking vision cone. It's like, okay, that's fucking stupid to me, because what's next? I gotta use the fucking analog sticks for my 1, 2, 3-step drop, my 5-step drop, my 7-step drop. Like, that seems so stupid to have a vision cone. Like, why should I have to look where I'm going to throw? You know? Like, that's just too much extra bullshit. Because then I'm waiting, like, oh, let me guess, as a receiver, I gotta put the analog stick where my hands are supposed to go to catch the fucking ball. It just got too much, you know, too big for its own fucking skull.
Leading off in the
And, you know, I stopped getting the games Madden 2008. I went along the way, okay, fine, and even the NCAA, which I hadn't played a whole ton of those, had NCAA 08. Love that game.
No ball,
I love the way they did that, though, and I know they can't make the NCAA games anymore, football-wise, because the NCAA and the money and the likenesses and all that shit, and the players aren't getting paid for nothing. But, in looking at that, I did like the way you could NCAA import shit onto that same year Madden game, whether it's your individual player or the draft class, as you're doing things with a specific team. It's like, oh, there's my defensive end. You know, he got drafted in the 3rd round, and you know, he played for 14 years and, you know, made like 6 Pro Bowls, like something like that. That's kind of cool if you're gonna keep base on that. I'm a very long-term gamer. That's why that appeals to me. As here I am going with another fucking long-term career. Oh, you got that. You got the better arm anyway. Hey, and Skillet caught it. 1 pitch strikeout. Or 1 pitch out, excuse me. And a healthy 14 strikeouts. A 1-hitter. Good God. 1-hitter and plenty of errors. Fucking Skillet. And I like the arm action of this animation. It does not look like a high-velocity kind of a pitcher. Yeah, 2 fucking errors. 2 errors, 1 hit, that's 3 basemen. Anyway. Struck out the 5th in order, and that was it. Oh well. Slathered. I said slathered in Vaseline, you said lather. Same thing. Soaked, fucking dripping. But that was another thing, too, I remember with the PS3 Madden game. It's like, if you want to have, like, this kind of a catch, or this, like, hold L2 and hit square for this kind of a catch. Hold L2 and hit triangle for this kind of a catch. Hold L2 and hit circle for this kind of a catch. It's like possession, I think was circle. I think triangle was like the Odell Beckham Jr., the fancy fucking, the highlight reel catch. And square was like the regular, I don't know. It was just too fucking weird for me. I was not in love with it at all, obviously. So, okay, lining up our next game. Well, fuck, let's check on the perks. This is at 40. Well, I can get that up to 60 right now. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now I can get HR9 up to 50, which is good. If I can start working them like that, that's fine. I mean, honestly, if you look at it, velocity, control, and brake affects how fast a pitcher throws a specific pitch. How accurate a pitcher can throw. Like, okay, control is kind of a good thing to have at the big league level. It is. Brake is just the movement. So velocity and brake kind of mean nothing. Control is how far you are on your accuracy meter. How does that deter, you know, so far off? But I'm telling you, you'll make all of your money with K9 as a fucking pitcher. That's the one you should focus on das most. I see text. I will get into that. Okay, Animal's got a thing going here. Let me, excuse me. I know now it tells you to hold X on the Xbox. So the X button is, I want to say that'd be the square button. It's the left button of the faces for an aggressive catch. And that's annoying. I never know if I have to use that or if the catch would have worked better without it. Yeah, okay, I understand the concept of an aggressive catch. Like, if there's a defender with you, let me lunge out and try to get it. Like, I get that instead of, like, and trying to, like, accept it like an egg that you don't want to break the shell. So I get the aggressive catch versus the gentle sort of catch. I get that. That makes sense. But what's all the hold this button and press this and press, like, that's too fucking much. That is just too much. That really is. It's like, I know these controllers have, like, all these fucking things, but, like, I don't know. What about awareness? Isn't that a thing in Madden games? Like, player awareness. You should have enough awareness where it's programmed to, like, I don't have to press a button to do a specific thing. My guy should just know because of his awareness. That's the catch he should try to make. You know, like, that's too much bullshit. You know, it's like, you go back to, like, everybody dogs the Atari, was that the 70, or the 5200 controller? I don't know, everybody's dogged on that thing. It was this big fucking, kind of, almost this big remote control, and it had, like, a fucking keypad on it, like a phone, okay? And one joystick, and there was, like, 2 shoulder buttons on both sides of the fucking control. So you had, like, 1, 2, like L1, R1, L2, R2 kind of shoulder buttons on the side of the controller, a joystick, and then a fucking keypad. Very ahead of its time, and everybody shit all over it. Certain games that was kind of useful. It's not like the original 2600 with 1 button. Okay, that's limited. That really is. It's simple, and that worked for the time that people just probably were just getting into video games. But where people shit on the 5200 controller for Atari... now, sure, I had a 5200, so I favor it in some aspects. Graphically, it was better, but for the football game on Atari 5200, you had an actual playbook, in the instruction booklet, a playbook. You wanted to call a play, you had to hit the button 3 and then 6. And you had 2 receivers to throw to. That depends on what little shoulder button you would throw to. So it was pretty innovative in its own way, a little advanced for the time. But if you think about it, it's kind of brilliant. Was it a big clunky fucking piece of shit? Kinda, yeah. Those controllers never broke on us, though. Everybody else said the other ones did. But anyway, you know that controller's notorious for breaking for absolutely no reason. Oh no, ours went fine. If they did break, it's because me and or my brother would get mad at the games and break them.
Leading off with a fighting pills.
No, I don't remember having problems with it, like, out of nowhere. There was a reason our controllers broke. We broke them.
0-1.
We also had dogs. Dogs like to chew things. Yeah, I do remember when they would break, it was always the joystick. Yeah, it had like this weird... It's like it was dislocated out of its socket. That's the best way I could describe it. Curveball, and we get him on the rundown. Good start. This is game 3 of our 3-game minimum. I'll probably end after this game. Just because. I mean, I'm doing pretty good with just bullshitting my way through these games and flying through, but... This is the documentation of a road to the show career. And this is the minor league, so I'm sure everybody's not too fucking pent up to watch this all pitch by pitch.
No balls,
Lost
2
his
strikes.
bat. Oh my god. Sneeze. And there it goes. Oh no, Burke, you asshole. You're at home, you're gonna hurt your fucking fans. Uncle Charlie. The fighting pills. He gone. Yeah, if you look it up online, there's many stories about people pulling out the 5200 to play, and the controller just won't work when it was perfectly fine last time. Wow. I mean, unless they kept it in a fight. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, ours, there was a reason that ours kind of went wonky on us. I've broken controller. I've broken games before. I mean, controllers, that's no surprise. I mean, I was never that kid.
Ball that's outside.
The older I got, the more, you know, I would break shit because, well, you know, if I'm buying it and paying for it, I did not want that ass whooping from mom and or dad. You know, it's like, we bought you this as a fucking gift and now you break all the shit, motherfucker, you know, like, and they wouldn't buy shit, you know.
Foul, that ball's foul.
It's like, oh, I want a new controller. You had one, you broke it, go fuck yourself. They wouldn't say that, but that would definitely be implied. But like Madden 99, I remember breaking. Swooping curveball for the strikeout. Madden 99 on the PS1, I believe that was. Because you'd hot route a tight end to do a simple out route to the sidelines. He'd be wide open, and it would just hit him in the shoulder and fall to the ground. He wouldn't look for it. He wouldn't put his hands up for it. Oh, that happened. So, and he's wide the fuck open. It's 3rd and 6. No one's around you. Easy. Easy score. Well, or easy first down. Nope. And that happened repeatedly. So, yeah, I ended up breaking Madden 99, the PS1 disc. Snapped the fucker in half.
The shortstop, Herschel.
Had a lot of problems with early
the count.
PS1 games, and I don't remember breaking them. Madden 97 had a lot of problems, but the PS1 itself had problems. It was kind of new technology. I know I've broken PS2 controller. I believe I broke a PS2 console
I got the count
as well.
1 and 2.
So I now have a PS2 Slim. Oh, the original shoebox fucking PS2. Those things just had problems. They were impossible to break. They were so fucking... I mean, shit was tougher than a Hyundai.
Batting fifth, third baseman.
But I believe... Did I break a
Blanco.
PS2 Slim? I must have along the way.
0-1.
What was that strikeout? I don't even remember. Oh, well. That happened to my little brother. He broke his controller, and then he couldn't play his Xbox for like a month because he couldn't afford a controller. Yep. See, my brother was the one that would generally break shit when we were younger. Like, single age, you know, whatever.
No balls, 2 strikes.
He would be the one that would break that shit. And it was usually like, he'd like, punch the fucking old school Nintendo. You know, it's like, bam, and there'd be a big crack in the top of it, and he's trying to say, like, no, I didn't break, like, come on, there's a crack on the top of the fucking Nintendo. And, like, that was the old style, like, where you had to put the game in and, like, push down the cartridge. So it's like, oh, great, now we have to, like, disassemble this thing so we can fucking play games again. It's like a big crack in the top of it. Like, yeah, you didn't exactly, you didn't hit the floor like you said you did.
Count 0-2.
I had this badass turbo controller for the Super Nintendo. This thing, it was this big fucking gray thing with, like, all these rainbow-colored fucking buttons and all this shit. And there were different settings. There was like little levers right next to like each button, and the down position was off, the middle position was on turbo, and the full up position was like automatic. So basically what that means, like whatever button, if it was automatic, it was always firing, you know. Whereas if you had it to the middle setting on turbo, when you pressed it, you would get like turbo speed. So if you're playing a shooting game, you just put that fucker like on that middle set of turbo. You don't have to boom, 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 shoot each bullet. You just hold that fucker down and it would go. Or keep that son of a bitch flipped to auto, and you'd never have to worry about a thing, except jumping over pitfalls and whatever. Picture like a Contra game or something like that. A good 2D platforming shooter. Smash TV, well, Smash TV would be a bad example. But that was a good game to play for the auto fire, or the turbo. Press and hold. Like, you didn't even have to press the button if you had that thing on automatic. It would just fucking go. So, like, if you're playing Contra, or is there like a Super Contra, just keep that fucker flipped up. All you gotta do is jump around and avoid pitfalls and holes in the world and shit like that, and you're good. Which was a little annoying for me, but anyway. Eventually, that controller broke. And my brother Dare tried telling me, like, he had a friend over. And I had gone into town, like, I'm young, you know, didn't have a driver's, like, no temps or nothing. And I wanted to, you know, it was the weekend, I wanted to rent a video game, and my dad was going into town, mom was going into town, whatever. It's like, oh yeah, I'll come along, I had allowance money. I want to rent whatever, Sim City or some bullshit, right? Shadowrun, whatever I was playing at the time that I loved. It's like, yeah, I want to rent the game, and my brother has a friend over.
3.
And this kid, looking curveball for that strikeout, this kid was timid as anything and didn't really swear. Like, we were okay to swear because we had these really terrible neighbors, and, you know, my mom said, all right, call them any name in the book. You're kids, okay? So you're all kids. You can't really go to jail for calling them any name in the book. Do not hit them. Their parents are crooked fucking inbred hick rednecks. No.
All ones that count.
Do not, no. Do not hit them at all. Call them every name in the book. So, okay, we're like, so we can swear?
Inside.
It's like, call them whatever you want, kids. Go right ahead. We're like, sweet. No bullshit? She's like, no bullshit. You know, like, I'm whatever, 8, 9, 10 years old. I just got to say bullshit. And mom, like, I'm not grounded. So we were allowed to swear, and a lot of our friends thought that was kind of a cool thing. You know, it's like, yeah, like, they're cool to hang out with, but even if we're playing video games and something goes on, like, oh, shit, you know, you're not going to really get yelled at. 12-6 curveball strikeout. So anyway, this friend that my brother had over, they're like playing Mario Kart. And whoever's using my turbo controller that I oh so loved, and this kid who wouldn't even swear, even though it was kind of cool to do in our house, he wouldn't even do that. Apparently, according to my brother, I'd just gone with my mom or dad to run into town. I was going to rent a video game. I get back, my controller's all fucked up. Something is wrong. The D-pad is, like, loose, and, like, it just, you have to hammer down that fucker to move.
Center fielder.
And I knew my brother had done something. I knew. It's always him. He's like, oh, no, he was playing Mario Kart, and he got pissed off, so he said, motherfucking Luigi, and he spiked the controller down like a football. Oh. I'm like, okay. No. No. My brother was a terrible liar. I mean, I did witness it, I couldn't, and, you know, try calling out his friend on it, like, my brother says that you broke my controller. When? Yeah. No, and this was whatever, like, weeks later after, you know, next time I saw him. It's like, no, he said you were playing Mario Kart and you like, you know, yelled out the F word and threw the controller down. Like, no, I really don't even like playing Mario Kart. Like, I don't like racing games. And so, like, yeah, okay, so I just tried, yeah, even though my brother's, like, throwing his friend under the bus. Yeah, like, a terrible liar. But, you know, what can I do at that point? What can I do? Had this awesome turbo controller. And it was great for all things Super Nintendo.
Catcher, Tim.
And of course, my brother always wanted to use it, you know, get the cheating advantage. Especially, like, for Street Fighter and shit like that. You want to do E Honda's fucking sumo hand slap thing? Oh, yeah. You wanted to use Blanca's electricity? All the button mashing moves? That was the controller to use. No one could get near you with that shit. But yeah, motherfucking Luigi. I remember this story vividly. Actually, I think he just said fucking Luigi. He got all pissed off. According to my brother, I'm like, no, that specific friend would not say that and was never known to throw, you know, anything except a baseball or a football if we were playing catch out in the backyard. He wouldn't throw a fit if he was irritated. He just wouldn't.
Got it.
But for him to say the F word of all things.
Now batting.
And he was kind of religious-y too, so he wouldn't even say, like, God damn it. But yeah, that was a controller that I really liked that broke. And like I said, well, I knew that Impact and Force broke that thing. I just don't believe the story I was told, and still don't to this day, and I never will believe that story. Because I know it's bullshit. The Atari 5200, though, ooh, cutter on a foul tip into the glove strikeout. Huh. But the Atari 5200 controller, yeah, why did those break? Because we were young, dumb kids, and that's, you know, you kind of learn quick from there. All right, we're not going to get you another controller, because number one, it's an Atari 5200. That shit is now tough to come by. And, yeah, no allowance, that's it, you get nothing.
No balls, 2 strikes.
So you break 1 or 2 of those, and it's like, motherfucker, all right. Game, set, match. I guess I'm not going to be breaking this shit again. Sweeping curveball for the strikeout. Anyway, oh my god, I missed something there. The disk drives went out quite a lot on the fat PS2s. No, initially the original launch PS2s were fucking terrible, and I got a Michigan story about that too. Never broken a controller, but I've snapped 2 discs when I was younger. Oh, 2 Nintendo DS's? Is that what you're saying there? Because I know that was like the flip open. Hold on, let me check something here. Because there might be an age gap between you and I. I'm sure there is. Do you mean this guy? I mean, it's probably written backwards, but are you talking about the Nintendo DS? It looks like you wrote DS's. This thing, like, I have this thing. Like, my boss was digging out through his fucking, his office. And the previous manager, I guess, had this tucked away in a fucking filing cabinet somewhere. My boss is like, you play video games, right? Yeah, here you go. I have no idea what game to get for this. This is the original DS Lite, excuse me. If you have recommendations, very cool. 2 Nintendo DS's, yeah, and I see, because it's a flip top, it's like a flip phone, it's like a T-Mobile Sidekick. So I could see how, like, yeah, I could see how that's breakable. I don't know if I would do that now. I'm in my 30s. I'd like to think I have my composure a little bit more, but I've raged quit. I would be close to breaking this controller if I'm playing NHL 19, and it just seems a little unfair. Yeah, I'm not against that. An actual, like, console unit, though, I think I'm past that. Controllers, yeah, controllers will break. I'm still sure of that. I almost raged out the other day. I was so tempted to throw my controller into my fucking TV over the weekend. I was just I was hungover and pissed off. Not a good combo. But like I said, this is all shit. This is all on me. So if I break it, fine. That's my fuck up. It's not like, you know, this is a TV that my parents bought for me, and, you know, I'm, 15 years old. Cutter for the strikeout, and I may never have another TV for years because I'd be a fucking idiot like that. It's either go and spend or wait for the next paycheck. So, you know, you never go wrong with a Mario on there. Yeah, because this, I do want to get some shit for this little, this DS, like, what was the Zelda game, was that 4 Swords?
0-1.
I'd have to check. I looked across Game Facts to see, like, what were the top-rated games. And I know there were some, what were those fucking Ace Attorney games? I watched a lot of the playthroughs on some of those Ace Attorney games, and they look fucking great, but because I've seen, like, what the tricks of the trade are case by case, I kind of want something I might be able to float back to, like, if I'm just bullshitting it on the go. You know, I have a flight planned up here coming in a little bit, and I don't want to burn the fucking battery on my phone. I'd rather use that for podcasts and phone calls. But, get a little game on the DS there.
Upstairs.
Like, that'd be kind of cool, just in between naps and fucking Captain Morgan mixers while I'm flying. Ooh, Cutter, and that thing just snugged in perfectly in that upper outer corner. Wow. That's when I was like probably 10 or 11 when I broke the DS's. Now I'm 16, quite a while ago. Most I wouldn't do something stupid like that now, but it happened back in the day. No, see, around 16, I was on my best behavior. Now, like I said, once I started, like, buying my own shit, you know, then it was like, okay, now I can start breaking shit, because then it's all on me. You know, I guess I had more respect for the things that my parents were getting me, because even, like, action figures and shit like that back in the day, the Ninja Turtle stuff, the Ghostbuster stuff, yeah, you know, we would kind of destroy those things.
Ball 1.
And we had dogs, so it's like, if it didn't get chewed up by the dog, you know, we would just get very carried away, and my parents, okay, well, you're not getting any more of those. You know, my brother had all the, like, some really cool 1980s G.I. Joe shit. I had a lot of the Ninja Turtle stuff. Like, the Ghostbusters cartoon had their own action figure, you know, things like, and yeah, it's just, if I knew then what I know now. Those things would be worth so much bank, like, but, you know, just, this was the 80s and 90s, and we didn't have cable or internet or nothing, or, shit, cable, satellite, or internet for the longest fucking time, so action figures were a big part of my childhood, so wear and tear was just going to happen anyway, but, boy, I would have been like, buy 2, and don't fucking open one. Holy shit, you'd make bank right now. If you had that Ghostbusters Ecto-1 fucking vehicle, God, or the Ninja Turtle van, Jesus Christ, you'd be fucking...
Leading off with a
I mean, sure, you're not a millionaire,
center
but you could
fielder,
eBay that shit for
Neil
probably a couple
Alvarado.
grand. Like, unopened. And that's not even a fucking joke. See, that sounds good to do with video games now, but the digital download is going to take things over, because that's... Okay, cartridge games would be better,
Designated hitter,
because the cartridge will
Dusty
probably never go
Barber.
bad. But the actual makeup of a CD, a DVD, whatever you want to call it, there's a chemical component to that. And the chemicals will actually break down and deteriorate. So that CD, if there's somebody out there that still has the, like the very first CD they bought from, like, you know, 1991, Metallica's Black, right? That, just by laws of fucking nature, it will deteriorate, disintegrate, and become fucking worthless. That's just the way it is. Whereas if you still have an 8-track, or a vinyl record, or a cassette tape, without playing that thing and keeping it in good, you know, temperate conditions, will last forever. That has more value than a CD, than a disc-based fucking medium. So, like, even right now, if I were to go out and buy Red Dead Redemption, you know, and hold on to that thing for like 10 years and then try to sell it on eBay, it might not be worth shit in the long run. Might not at all.
Ball that's outside.
But like Super Mario RPG on Super Nintendo, look right now, try to buy that on eBay. $100 is probably low, and that's probably like used.
Ball two.
That's not like
Count
still
is
in the
2
box
and 1.
unopened with the factory shrink wrap on it. Like, that would be the shit to get. That is the collector's item.
He's out.
But cartridge-based shit will always work well. Don't know why that random... Oh, don't know why that random most is the middle of the... I have no idea. Wait, what did I miss? Don't know what's going on with the words there. I'll just pretend. I'll smile and nod. Uh-huh. Do it like the Macho Man. Read the elephant flaps on the boost. First name Macho, last name Man. Macho Man. Uh-huh. Don't mind me. That's just,
leading off for Reading,
entertaining myself through caricature voices.
Herschel Polk.
Hey!
Beautiful strike in the fucking corner there. Like what? Okay. Whoop. Yeah, I would have to see what the Mario games are on a Nintendo DS Lite. I'd have to see a Zelda game. Something that has, like, some fun little... Like, even a SimCity. Kind of something that has, like, replay value. Because you can just pick up and play for, like, 30 minutes to an hour, save your progress, jump back to it later.
Hector
And like I said, I know about the Ace Attorney games do look fun.
Ball one.
Like I said, I've watched playthroughs on those, and, you know, there's no way I could stream it right now. So that'd be kind of a waste for... Well, not a waste, but just... That's something I would want to stream if I had the means to do so. But of course I would watch playthroughs. Because I don't know, to play a game like that blind, like, you really gotta know what the fuck you're doing to win that case. You really do. Ooh, got him on that Uncle Charlie right there. Curveball!
Now batting,
What's my phone doing
first
there?
baseman, Philip Bradshaw.
%51% on the charge, huh? Hit me. Yeah, see, I blinked poorly right there. That was all me. That was not lag in the game. I know I've complained about that before. We look decent so far.
No
Especially
ball,
with
2
perfect
strikes.
timing. Bring that thing in. Oh! Cutter. I mean, just... I think that was 3 straight cutters. Take a fucking seat there, uh-huh. What do you got? 1 out, 2 outs, 3 outs. Fire it up. You get GTA on the DS for some reason. Chinatown
Leading off
Wars.
with a
Okay.
fighting field.
That's the one I've never played.
Fielder,
My brother has a
Pamiano.
PS... I think the PSP, the PS Portable. I don't think it's the Vita. But Liberty City Stories was first released on that handheld. Well, this is obviously a Nintendo thing, and that's a Sony thing. I think it's the PSP he has. It's like the only game that he bought for it.
0-1.
Because my brother loves Grand Theft Auto 3 more than, like, anything else. I think that's got to be one of his favorite fucking games of all time. And I don't know... I just don't know, like, maybe there's a hockey game that's in second place. I seriously don't know what the fuck, like, would be his next... Madden 2007, we have a franchise going. When I'm on vacation and I visit my family, yes, we have a franchise of Madden 2007 that we still play.
Turner.
And we try to complete at least one season worth while I'm up there on vacation. The Oakland Raiders, in case you're wondering. Oh, and we did the best thing. We traded Randy Moss straight up for fucking Andre Johnson. Best fucking trade in the world.
No
We
ball,
got
2
to save
strikes.
money, and we got a guy that was way younger. Oh. Get that shit. Liberty City Stories on your PSP. I have it on PS2. Yes, I have Liberty City Stories on the PS2. Yeah, because my brother bought the PSP and told me about that game. I'm like, I heard that was coming out or whatever. And he's like, it is pretty fucking good, but, you know, little screen and all that shit. And the graphics are, you know, kind of shoddy wireframe and all that stuff. But he's like, but it is pretty fucking good because, and yeah, back to Grand Theft Auto 3. He loves that game so much. So anything Liberty City related, he ate it up.
0-2 is the count.
And he's like, yeah, it's not Michael Madsen doing the voice of Tony Cipriani, whatever the fuck it is. They're like, but it is pretty good. Another 12-6 curveball, and he's gone. Yay, more winning. Fuck, I could probably do another one. Good, that's another perfect game other than an error. 17 strikeouts, though. That's the shit I need to get. The Reading, Pennsylvania Fightin' Phils. Look like a fucking ostrich to me. Another almost perfect game with one error. Struck out the first, struck out the sixth in full. Did no strikeouts in the fourth, but that was a 6-pitch inning. That's not bad. Yay, 2,000 per hit. Use that in franchise mode, uh-huh. Well, let's train up some, shall we's? BB9, I don't need to worry about. HR9, maybe. Yay. Give me that. Alright, so 60, 60, 60. That's going to take 710. Okay, that's cool. Pitching clutch, 60. Can't quite do 65. Son of a bitch. Cool fact about Liberty City Stories. It was the first GTA game with multiplayer. It's like Part 4, where it's pretty much run around the map and do whatever. It doesn't have stuff like 5, but still cool to do with the multiplayer. It's only on the PSP version, though. Now, there's a great question. Is that through, like, fucking Wi-Fi? Like, how would that even work? Because if I get a PSP and I get that game, is it hardwired system to system? Because that my brother would love so much more. And he already loves, you know, anything Liberty City. But Stories... He's never beaten that game, though. I was just talking to him about it the other night. He's like, one of those end missions, I just can't fucking beat the game. It's fun. I've played through it like 2-3 times, but I can't beat the end mission. I don't even remember what it was, honestly. Remember, you have a lot of involvement there with Donald Love towards the end of it. And he's pretty nutty. The Mets trade Bartolo Colon to the Indians for Jose Ramirez. So now we got Bartolo Colon, and who was that other pitcher from the Astros? I fucking forgot. Well, whatever. Simulated game training, the one I hate the most. Let's do it, though. Let's do it! Do the fucking training. There we go. Alright. Trying to think of what, how do I plan my day tomorrow? So I usually wake up and do a workout. Well, I usually do, but Fridays can be different, so I kinda might do some running around, go to the bank, do all that stuff, maybe some shopping. Don't know if I'll exactly have the time for all that shit. I might just power through a fucking workout. And then just lounge my way through the fucking... through the house here. I got nothing I need to do tomorrow. I mean, I still could. Power through a workout. Get myself lined up for work lazily. Of course, what do I do tomorrow night? I don't know. Might just come home and do a live stream Let's Play. You never know with me. You never know with me. Of course, just like, you know me, curvy distractions always help. Woo! It's through Wi-Fi. ADHOC, you have to be connected to the same Wi-Fi. Well, alright, and believe me, because my brother still lives up there in the same small fucking town that my parents do. Wi-Fi around there, it is not good at all. It is just not. I mean, it's like 8 miles away to the nearest gas station. Kind of middle of nowhere. But I mean, even to try that out, my brother, if I told him that right now, he'd be like, fucking buy a PSP, get that fucking game, and let's fucking do that. That'll be awesome. Cutter for the strike? Well, this is training, who gives a fuck? Looked it up, that's not what it is, it's weird. Because, I mean, if it's just like a simple link cable between two fucking things, I mean, shit, that would work fine. My brother had these two little fucking Nintendo flip-up things. Not a DS, Game Boy Advance, maybe. He's got these other things, too, like the old-school Mario Brothers arcade. You know, just the single screen, running through the sewers, you're dealing with turtles and crabs and all that shit. The Mario Brothers arcade. He loves that. It's throwback, like we had that on the Atari 5200 as well. But he loves that simple stuff. He's very old school with his gaming. And, yeah, he's got it's a Nintendo, like, a little flip-up thing. Shit, I'm thinking two different systems here. One is, like, the Game Boy Advance, I want to say. And he had, like, this fucking WWF, whatever the fuck name of the game was, but it was a link cable. It's like you could be on the same tag team, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock versus whoever, you know. It's like, oh yeah, turn off all the rules and we'll just sneak outside and steal a fucking, you know, we'll get a steel chair from out from under the ring and just beat the shit out of the other guys and, like, fucking win the match easy. It's like, let's you and me go win the tag belts. I'm like, okay. I was an ECW fan, so I would take Taz and choke people out. But not before using a chair. Cutter for the strikeout. The Game Boy Advance SP has a clamshell design. Trying to think then. Game Boy Advance SP. Yeah, I don't remember if it was like a... Not quite the same. Okay, if the DS, like, flips up and it's a horizontal view, the one I'm thinking of, like, opens up, like, kind of like this, like, vertically. So the screen would be on top, and here's your buttons. Unless it wasn't a flip-up and it just looked... It was more of a vertical hold, like this. And your D-pad's over here and your two buttons. It looked like the old-school Game Boy, but of course it was more advanced. That's where I'm a little... I could be wrong on the name of that little one. But then my brother had another one, and I forgot what that little fucking handheld job was. But he specifically wanted the... Good hit. Specifically wanted the Mario Arcade off of that one. And we would link that up, and we got pretty far, like, into the 30s last year when we were playing that shit. I don't think that's the same little handheld, though. I could be wrong, but... That is the SP. It has one screen on the top and flips up with the buttons on the bottom. Okay. Yeah, so now, was that the Mario Arcade, or was that the fucking WWF game? Could have been both. I could be thinking the same damn system, the same handheld. But just, it's been so long since I've played the fucking wrestling game, I forgot what it even looks like, I forgot what the name of it is. Oh well. But he's got that stuff. You bet you know the name? Well, I'm here, you may as well tell me how. Throw it in your Google machine. Give us a little heads up on that. Is it a Game & Watch? No, I'm not sure what a Game & Watch... Like, I know that by name. Quick save here. I don't know what the fuck a Game & Watch absolutely... I don't think that's the name of it. Because I don't think my brother knows what that is. Game & Watch. Like, to me, that sounds like a Japanese fucking import thing. So I guess we get another game out of this episode, because I feel like I'm on a roll. If it's a Game & Watch, I never knew that, honestly. I never knew the name for that. But there was the Advance SP, you said. God damn, I'd have to double check. I just... Game & Watch, to me, sounds like it is a little bit older. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna hammer that nail. Having a brain fart. I get those all the time. Usually from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, it is just brain fart city in between my ears.
Leading off with a thunder.
I mean, they always say it's the fault that counts.
Zach Montez. First pitch, 6:35.
Oh shit, wrong pitch, Mike. Well, luckily we haven't been called up to AAA yet, or the Major Leagues. No, that happened in, I think in my Derek Metzger career. Drafted by... God, was that the one drafted by Baltimore?
Ball that's outside.
Fuck, who was Metzger drafted by? Damn it, it might have been Baltimore, I could be off. But it was from AA straight to the big leagues, not even AAA.
Oh!
Yeah, that sounds like it was Baltimore, because their pitching sucked. They came out before the Game Boys and the original Nintendo. They only have one game. It's built in there. There were different ones for like Mario and Donkey Kong. Then other weird simple ones. No, it's not that old. I mean, either one that my brother had. Well, the SP, the flip up that looks like, you know, an old school Game Boy. That's... Yeah, I don't know. I want to say it's a Nintendo-based fucking handheld. And it seems more modern than the SP. I could be wrong on that one as well.
No balls, 2 strikes.
I don't know what a Game Boy Color looks like. It could be that. But it was link cable support. God, unless it was the fucking SP. It could be the same goddamn thing, but it just... Okay, that Mario Brothers arcade game that was on this handheld... It was unique in the fact... Fuck, if it's not even a Nintendo... No, it's gotta be Nintendo if it's Mario Brothers. They would not let anybody else take that thing. But as you're looking at your little screen, like, you can see, like, your link cable buddy there with you. But your screen kind of focuses on you. It's not just one locked-in screen, and you have to squint to find your guy. The screen will focus. If you're in the upper left, the camera and screen and everything shifts up that way so you can focus on you. And you can't quite see everything around you. So it's unique in that regard. But yeah, it's a link cable deal. If my brother's working, I could probably just fucking...
No ball.
All the Game Boys had link cable support, so it had to be one of those. Alright. No, Game & Watch... Okay, Game & Watch is older than I thought, but it's definitely not that. Yeah, because this was in... this Mario arcade game was, like, in color on this little handheld job. But I ain't digress. No, my brother's into that classic shit. He'd be the guy, and I would rip on him for it. Okay, but here's part of the story as well. He, you know, on the PS2, he's like, oh, dude, look at that, fucking Atari fucking classics. Like, 40, 50 Atari 2600 classic games on PS2, that's awesome, I'm gonna buy that. he'd play that for about a month and then would never go back to it. Cutter for the strikeout. Original Mario arcade game only came out on the Advance line, so it has to be the Advance of the Advance SP. Okay. Yeah, it might be the exact same system, and maybe he just bought that game and recently fucking going, oh, dude, we gotta play this, because why not? It's okay, I wouldn't doubt if it's the same fucking deal then. That makes all the sense in the world. But I would rip on my brother, like, dude, why are you buying, like, you know, Atari Arcade Classics Volume 2? Like, you're gonna play this for a month, and then you'll be done with it, because, you know, like,
he's out.
Keystone Capers and Grand Prix and Pitfall, like, they're cool to go back to, but you're gonna pay full price for a game of old games that you're gonna play for a month. And sure, my brother would just throw money around. He really didn't care, but it's like, I guess that's where I'm the long-term gamer. It's like, I want to play this game for a long fucking time. I want to get mileage out of this thing. My brother's like, oh, that was fun. All right, what's the next one? That was a tough pitch. He got handcuffed, but that's a 12-6er.
Batting sixth.
But, so here I am. Guess what I'm going to do for my brother? He didn't know about still didn't know about these. And I'm going to gift him the NES Mini and the Super Nintendo Mini. Here I am ripping on him about buying all this old school shit that he's only... He'll get mileage out of those, though. He really will. He will get all kinds of fired up drunk and be like, I'm going to go play Mario 2. I'm going to beat this fucking game. Now, I can beat Mario 2 in under a half hour. I'm talking Nintendo, 1987, 1988.
Got him.
You know, the Doki Doki Panic Mario? Yeah. I didn't know that at the time. It does not hurt my childhood in the least. You had to have been there. Like, I'm not big on music, but, like, I get Beatlemania because I was living in Mario Mania in the late 80s. So I get what that's like. Mario 2, I don't care that it's not a Mario game. It was to me. I still adore that game. Anyway, what was the standard retail price for games back then? It was, like, Nintendo NES games, like Mario 2, Mega Man 2. That was about $50. I mean, right now I get 60. I mean, that's all, well...
0-1.
They put a lot into this, and I'm not saying they didn't back then, but you could chug out fucking video games just out of factories left and right back in the day. So 50 was probably a fucking steal for them.
Balls, 2 strikes.
Now there's a lot of production and graphics and all the disc-based games. Picture something big like Call of Duty. These games look beautiful. Skyrim, Curveball, by the way, Strikeout. Fallout. These games all look so beautiful. $60 per game. You better sell a fuck ton of them to kind of get everybody paid well. You know what I mean? So $60 is honestly not so bad for nowadays, but back in the day, yeah, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, that was like $50 a fucking game. So, I mean, you had to hope to God that, like, if you didn't rent the game first, and you had your birthday, Christmas, whatever, and you're taking a chance on, this is new, I want this game, better hope to God it was a good one. Uncle Charlie buckled him up. Whew. Mario 2 was the first Mario game I played. I like that one. It was the first game to give us Shy Guys. Yes! See, everybody likes to shit on that game. Well, okay, the modern internet fucking era likes to shit on that game. And I know that it was different. Like, I knew that when I played it, but I didn't care because it was Mario. I was, what? That's, what, 87, 88? I'm 5, 6 years old. Like, fucking loved video games. You know, didn't give a damn.
Ball that's outside.
And Mario 2, there's another thing too, because the Super Mario Brothers Super Show cartoon, that was an after-school fucking thing for me.
Count is 2-1.
I would race home, I would watch the Jetsons, and then it was the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and that was Monday through Thursday. On Friday, it was the Legend of Zelda cartoon. Now, I sucked at those RPG kind of games. I didn't get it. Curveball, by the way, for the strikeout. I didn't understand those games, so I didn't like that cartoon. I would love to go back and watch the Legend of Zelda cartoon that was a part of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Anyway, I digress. But because I was so wrapped up in Mario Mania. I mean, the very first Nintendo Power magazine had Mario 2 on the cover. That was like the whole cheat guide to it. And it was this cool claymation on the cover to it, these clay figures. And I'm like, oh my god, this is the best thing. So Mario 2 for me holds a incredibly special place in my heart and mind. I don't give a fuck. You know, I find out 15, 20 years later, oh no, it's actually a game called Doki Doki Panic, and they just changed the fucking playable characters. I don't give a fuck. I didn't know that at the time, so I was lied to 15 years after the fact. Alright, that game gave me such joy. I mean, we got Bob-ombs from Mario 2. They're still very active in Mario Kart games, right? It's like, we got, I don't know if they use many other fucking enemies from that game. Mauser, Phanto, Triclide, you know, there's a bunch. Wart does not show up anymore except for Link's Awakening, which I think was the... I'm not big on... Not to say I'm not big. I haven't played that many of the Link/Zelda games. But I think Link's Awakening, where it's like kind of a dream, that's where Wart, the boss in Part 2, comes back into play. But, oh, it was a dream, so does he even exist? We don't know, whatever.
0-2.
But I just didn't care that it was a different kind of Mario game. The fact that that was your... Hold on, did I say first... Mario 2 was the first Mario game you played? Okay. You can't hear me. What? What's going on?
First baseman number 17, Miguel.
Am I
Santiago.
talking too low, or is there literally something wrong? Or is the audio too fucking high? What happened? I'm still here. Just give me a check, see if we got something. Because if you can't hear me, that's not good. Or is it breaking up? I don't know. I'll wait a little bit. I'll see what's going on.
Hey!
Did you accidentally mute it?
0-1's the count.
No, I didn't mute anything. I mean, I might have bumped my little mic arm here, but I have to flip it out of the way for that to happen. Oh well. I was just talking about how much I loved Super Mario 2. If that happens on the YouTube side of things after the fact, I was just fawning over Super Mario 2 and that I didn't give a fuck that it was Doki Doki Panic. Well, that's a good hit. But not good enough. Warning track power. I mean, if I did something, I didn't try to do anything. I'll blame my laptop. It's kind of a piece. Piece of shit, that is. Just got disconnected, reconnected. Oh. Okay, it might have been your headphones. Okay, well, I was just fawning over Mario 2. And, like, that's really cool that was, like, the first Mario game you played, which is kind of odd. You're younger than me. What, what'd you say, you're, like, 16? No, yeah, that could not have been the first Mario game you played. Could not have been. We were talking about... Yeah, you're 16 now. When you broke DS's, back then you were 10 or 11. Huh. Well... Mario 2 was the first Mario game I played.
Leading off for Trenton, catcher, Julio Garcia.
Odd. I mean, that's very odd. In this era, like, the Mario games, like, they still, like, I don't even know if there's a point to them anymore. Mario games meant something back in the day.
0-1.
Princess always gets fucking kidnapped now. The Koopa Kids, or the Koopalings, whatever they're called. Oh, they were a pain in my ass in Mario 3.
I got the count. 0-2.
I don't think I officially beat Mario 3. I mean, maybe cheating, but not, like, legitimate. I plan to do that someday. Even on an emulator, if I'm using save states, I don't consider that cheating. If I'm using, like, invincibility codes, that's cheating. I did that with a bunch of Mega Man games one day when I was at an old radio job. I had to work a 12-hour shift on a Sunday.
Now batting, center
And
fielder,
from noon till
Chris
midnight.
Sanchez.
And all of the shit that I had to do happened early. I get there at noon, there's a live show, then there's a live show like 1 until 4. So my first 4 hours was just go, 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 go. After that, it was all like, just make sure we don't go off the air. Like babysitting. Babysitting shit that works automatically. From 4 until midnight. So I had a lot of downtime at that job, and I was doing a lot of emulator shit.
Third baseman number 4.
And I beat like all the NES Mega Man games. Was there like 5 or 6 of them? I just beat them all in like one fucking day. Kind of got pretty fucking monotonous, but I was cheating my dick off with that. Yes, even Mega Man 2, which... And let me go on a tangent here. Mega Man 2 is quite possibly... I mean, it's got to be the best Mega Man game. Just got to be. I don't care what anybody says. just got to be. At least on the Nintendo, at the very least. But it's really weird how Part 2 games on the original Nintendo,
He's out.
they were weird like that. Now, sure, there was Mega Man, but then Mega Man 2 took it to a different level and was a beautiful game. There was Super Mario Brothers, and then there was Super Mario Brothers 2, Doki Doki Panic. There was Castlevania, which is good, and then there was Castlevania 2, which, I admit, I played all of those Part 2 games more than I played the original. And that was not by design. That's just the way it happened for me. Now, I happen to like those games, but of course, that's, like I said, that's back in the 80s. That's in the era of there is no internet. You either hear it from a friend, you rent like a VHS, you rent a movie, you rent a DVD, if you will, on how to cheat at video games. And they tell you all the oh, go over here with this red crystal, and then kneel down next to the fucking mountain, and a tornado will come and take you away to the 4th castle, or whatever the fuck. And then you go in there, and then you get more fucking thing, blah, blah, blah. Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. So it's like, you had to either have a subscription to Nintendo Power, which we didn't for some reason. But everybody that we went to school with did, so we could just, like, look through there, read shit, write it down, come home. Oh, there's cheat codes for the password screen. Let's put that in there so we have, like, extra lives or something. But for some reason, just by not by design, sorry. I played Mega Man 2 more than I played Mega Man 1. Mario 2 more than Mario 1. Castlevania 2 more than Castlevania 1. Not by design, but for some reason those are seen as like the curveball to that series of games. Like, this one just, which one of these is not like the other? And, well, Mega Man 2 is great, though. That's the way that everybody will kind of shit on Mario 2 and they'll shit on Simon's Quest. But, good in their own right, but they don't fit what previously happened. So they were very, dare I say, experimental in their own right. But, man, I could just... Mario 2 still. I hear that music, and it puts me to a place. Like, I'm pretty sure I beat Mario 2 long before I beat Mario 1. Because Mario 1 is fucking tougher than a $2 steak. Can't chew that, can't chew through it for nothing. At all. Sleeping curveball, and he's out of here. And Luigi was my guy. That's another thing I forgot to bring up. Because it's, my brother's older than me. So, of course, he was, okay, if I'm 10, he's 13, right? He's always 3 years older than me. He's going to be bigger, faster, stronger. And, for whatever reason, like, he's getting all those first experiences. He's 10 years old. Ooh, the big 10. He's 10 years old before I am. Like, that's kind of a big deal. So, oh, big party, big birthday party that the aunts, uncles, and cousins, everybody shows up and all. And I was, spiteful little younger brother. I felt very much like Luigi, Like, everybody's looking at my brother, like, he gets all the cool shit, So, like, in Mario 2, guess who I liked? I liked Luigi. Because he was, the sidekick. The overshadowed, overlooked, like, hey, I'm over here too, fucking I exist. But in Mario 2, his jumping height was unmatched. Because of his jumping height, he could actually jump farther than the princess. People like using her, because she had that nice floating, gliding jump. Luigi, You could jump through portions of the game with Luigi. Because his height was his super jump. Can't touch it. Cutter, and he's looking at it. Oof. Good strikeout.
First baseman number 17.
Technically, it was a remaster on the GBA, but it was still Mario 2. Huh. A remaster. All good. Either way. No, it's like, no one can shit on Mario 2 for me. It's like, unless someone wasn't playing video games at, let's just say there's someone 36, 37 years old, same age, but they weren't playing video games when they were younger, It's like, oh, well, that Doki Doki Panic, that's bullshit, that's cheap. I'm like, alright, but you weren't swimming in it. Alright, I can look back now. Like I said, the Ninja Turtles were a massive fucking deal, late 80s, early 90s. That first Ninja Turtles movie, holy, you can watch that now and be like, this is fucking good. This is different, this is good. I like playing as Toad just because it was a weird inclusion. Toad was great because, alright, the shortest jump height, but Toad could pick shit up quicker than anybody. And when he picked shit up, if you held the button, was it the B button? So if you pick it up to hold it and kept that button held and started running, that motherfucker was quick. So, yeah, people never took Mario. He was vanilla. He was not the fastest. He didn't have the highest jump. He didn't have the best jump. Mario was like the average in that game. Princess would pick things up the slowest, run with things the slowest, but she had that floating jump. So you could avoid things easily with her. Luigi had the high jump. He was second weakest. Alright, as far as like pickup strength and running speed, it was Toad, Mario, Luigi, Princess. As far as jumping, Toad had the worst jump. Mario was second worst. Technically, the Princess had the, as far as height, Princess had the third highest jump, and Luigi was the high jumper. Ooh, that curveball. That was a backdoor curve. Nice.
Now batting.
Yeah, plus Toad, even in the cartoons, like, Toad was like this, there's like a billion Toads. Like, which Toad is that Toad? In the cartoons, there was only one of them, mostly. At least one that was hanging out with the gang, but it's not like there was legitimately a single Toad. Now there's like Toad and Toadette, I get it, they use it for like Mario Kart and all that shit, but like, there's a bunch of Toads and they all reside in the Mushroom Kingdom, etc. They all pretty much look the same. It's not like, you know, like Chancellor Toad in Mario RPG or whatever. Like, that makes sense. That's like a title, that's a rank. That makes sense. But yeah, for taking Toad in Mario 2, oh yeah. There's a weirdness to that. It's not off-putting, I guess that's the wrong word. But, yeah, it's a completely different thing. Because you see Toad, nice behind the backer. You gotta be kidding me, that was fucking sexy. Oof, great defense, guys, great play. So that one hit, canceled out by the double play. They're still in the same batting order. Because, like, in Super Mario Brothers, you know, oh, sorry, Mario, but our princess is in another castle. Well, you keep rescuing a Toad. God, what the fuck did it say in the instruction booklet? That was a Toad retainer? What were they retaining? I don't know. That's a fucking weird. Oh, and that was another thing, too. Video game instruction booklets.
Second baseman.
Like, holy shit. That was a thing back in the day. Like, you would desperately try to, like, read through that instruction booklet. Like, you buy the game at, like, whatever, Toys R Us or whatever the fuck, KB Toys, all those old spots. You'd open up the box, tear the fucker in half, right? And you'd read through that instruction booklet on the drive home as your parents are getting you back. And you'd try to memorize and figure out all that shit to do on the ride home. And even still, like, well, okay, it's almost bedtime, we gotta go to bed, you got school in the morning, you're 8 years old, whatever. But, aw. So then what do? You take that instruction booklet to school the next day, and you read, and you look at the artwork, and just everything up and down the fucking board. Your friend has Nintendo Power. You want to look through that magazine to see if they got anything on that specific game. Sweeping curveball. Yeah, like, you know, video game, and sure, like, when you're younger, things are far more impressionable. I mean, Animal, you being 16, let me go back, 10 years ago to 2009, good God, I was just getting out of college. I was late to go to that show, but, so yeah, but, you know, 2009, even 2010, like, I know where I was. Whew. Working a radio job playing Mega Man on my fucking laptop with emulators. Anyway, but geez, 2010, like, what games were coming out then that were like the fucking hot hitters then? For you, that's far more impressionable. You know, that's everybody with youth. That's everybody. So it's like, I'm not shitting on anything, really. It's just the industry as a whole for video games.
Out.
Like, back then, like, it pretty much just was Nintendo. I mean, the Sega Genesis did exist, but I didn't know too many people that had, well, first the Sega, maybe it's the Master System, and then the Genesis come along. I didn't know too many people that had those or played those. Maybe some of, like, you know, I had older cousins and shit like that, like, they would go to the arcades that had more than just Pac-Man and all those Atari games that I knew of. Like, they would be playing different things. These, maybe, not a Virtua Fighter, but you get what I'm saying, like, different kind of fucking games in the arcades. It's like, wow, that's fucking great, you know? Let's picture the early 90s, the Ninja Turtles arcade game, the Simpsons arcade game, Final Fight, shit like that. It's like, wow, really? I didn't know about those things. It was just a lot of Nintendo, and of course I was just force-fed that shit, and I liked it. It's like pizza. You would have been in, like, 3rd grade 10 or so years ago, 3rd or 4th grade. Yeah, so, roughly, 3rd or 4th grade for me. Well, 3rd grade was our last year in southeastern Wisconsin. 4th grade was my first year up in the middle of nowhere, central Wisconsin. And yeah, that was, boy, we were just getting the Super Nintendo that time. Super Mario World. You talk about probably the greatest launch title video game of all fucking time. Super Mario World still holds up today on that console, and think that's the game that came with the system. Now, Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island or whatever, that is a beautiful game that really, you know, over time enhanced everything that they could possibly squeeze out of those fucking cartridges, without question. But, I mean, straight up, I should start saving just in case I get called up or some bullshit. Well, yeah, let me save first. Then I'll do some training, or up my fucking ability. Yeah, like, I still remember, that Christmas that we got our Super Nintendo, and I forgot exactly what year. I don't know if it was exactly as it launched. Maybe not launched. It might have been that Christmas or somewhere around that time, but, of course, it came with Super Mario World. My brother wanted Final Fight because we loved the arcade game. We would play that at the mall nearby. And my brother also got the Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. On Sega Genesis, that was the Hyperstone Heist. Pretty much the same game, though, but the Super Nintendo was way better. So we had those 3 games, and of course, and sneak peek here, we understood, alright, that's going to be our Christmas day, that's our gift, it's sitting under the tree, it's not even wrapped up, I mean, alright, we get the whole Christmas thing, alright, we get it, we know what the deal is, but our parents are like, alright, we got the tree set up, and you got the presents under the whole thing, alright, Christmas morning, we're going to do that whole thing, alright, cool. My brother and I we'd stay up late, and on the weekends especially, you know, we'd watch Saturday Night Live and all that stuff. And then, you know, Mom and Dad go to bed, and we'd go get the presents under the tree, open up the box, and start reading through the fucking instruction booklet of Turtles in Time and Final Fight. And it's like, haha, yes. And then I can still remember, it's somewhere buried in my brain, taking that Super Nintendo out of the package, finally, that Christmas morning or whatever it was, that winter, that whatever. And just the smell of that brand new plastic out of the packaging. There's something in there, probably all controllers have that fresh out of the box smell, but this isn't fresh out of the box. You understand. But, like, that's still somewhere buried in the depths of my fucking, you know, what is that, my olfactory senses of smell, buried somewhere deep within the bowels and depths of my fucking brain. Yes, olfactory, or is that to do with taste? Either way. Somebody out there knows what I'm saying. But yeah, 4th grade, maybe 5th grade. No, 5th grade, I remember I was, you know, the friends I was hanging out with in school, playing Mario Kart. Yeah, right around 4th grade, I'd say that's when we got the Super Nintendo rocking, and that was all kinds of good. I was digging it. We're still playing Nintendo at the time, because I don't think we had... either way. I digress. What do I need for training, because I have, damn near 1,400 points. Not quite. Can't quite get to 70. I don't quite need BB9, although putting it to 50 sounds cute. What can this go to on the cheap? Holy fuck. I mean, I want to do intervals of 5, so... Wow, just 70, huh? Woo! 65. Okay, let's do that. Can't even do that. Alright, so this is kind of matching up the same line by line. When I was in 4th grade, I'd always play Mario Kart DS and the mini games on New Super Mario Brothers on the DS. Trying to remember. I know I've seen gameplay of those, or who's the guy? Some call me Johnny. I'm sure he's played that with a bunch of people. Wait, no, on the on the DS, maybe not. New Super Mario Brothers, I'm sure he played. That might have been the Wii U or something like that. Familiar with those titles, but I don't know if I've seen those specifically for the DS. Oh, and I don't know what else to do right now for training. I mean, it's not so bad. Fielding up to 60. I don't need that right now, though. Ooh, durability. That's... Ah. 65, 75. That'd be 80 if I put that right there. That would be a baseline 80. Which is pretty good with the plus 15 that I have. That's not a bad idea, but you'll make a lot more money striking people out, Mike. That's the difference. Oh, I can't even do that anymore. Oh, well. Let me just hold that 675. That's cool. The DS Mario has a butt-ton of mini-games that are kind of boring alone, but with friends makes for a fun time. So it's kind of... damn. That's not... I'm trying to think. That's not like the Mario Party, like the board game style shit. And I know the WarioWare games are like nothing but little mini games, and I think that's for the Wii. And then the Mario Party board game style shit, that might be on the 64, one or two of those. But I get, yeah, a lot of them do that kind of stuff. Which, yeah, looks fun. Yeah, alone looks like shit, but if you have like a bunch of people, it's like, yeah, you can steal people's coins and stars, and I've seen them a good bunch. The Super Gaming Brothers, some call me Johnny, that whole faction of people. WarioWare started on the Virtual Boy. Okay. I know of it. Awards. Oh, actually, you know, do we get league leaders in our fucking, Really? We can get... Holy shit. Okay, well, I probably got all the fucking stuff here. Wins! Casey Braxton, 5-0. Losses. Not too many guys with a 0, but I am in that mix. Saves. I don't get saves. ERA, perfect 0. Home runs allowed. Daryl Mercer. Mercer's a good name. Fuck, I could have went with that. Of course, I had Donnell Mercer, but that's a long time ago, and nobody knows that. Shutouts, 5 on 5 wins. Pretty good. Strikeouts, 76 in 45 innings. That is insane. This guy's pretty good here. 44 strikeouts in 42 innings. This guy can make a lot of money in the big leagues if he keeps that up. Complete games, 5 with 5 wins. Innings pitched, 45. Perfect, 9.999. You get the idea. Walks allowed, 0. Whip, 0.09. That's insane. Mario Party 1 through 3 were on the 64. Then on the GameCube and Wii, one on the DS, more on the Wii U, and like 3 on the 3DS, and now 1 on the Switch. Good God. I like Nintendo, so I'm informed to say the least. Well, that's good. And I mean, you know, it's kind of weird because, you know, the video game landscape was changing, like, as I was growing up. I was a Nintendo kid through and through. Like, we had a Sega Genesis eventually. It was like a conjoined birthday gift that our aunt and uncle gave to us. Came with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and there were some great games at the time. Sonic, Sonic 2, General Chaos, Mutant League Football, Mutant League Hockey, certain games. But that was the thing with the Genesis. There were only certain games that we could constantly rely on to have a great time with. Whereas Super Nintendo, it's like Final Fight, Home Run, nonstop. Turtles in Time. The sports games were always good for both. I can't knock anyone, but you had more buttons on the Super Nintendo. You had 3 buttons. That's it. No shoulder buttons on a Sega Genesis. So if you even wanted to play like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, you had 3 buttons. How can you do, weak punch, weak kick, strong kick with only 3 buttons? How do you effectively block? So the Genesis was hampered in a lot of ways as far as that went. But yeah, so I was a Nintendo guy, but honestly, never got a Nintendo 64 until, Jesus Christ, till just before I moved to Florida in 2005, and that's way past its prime, I mean, fuck, I don't even think that thing will work on this TV because that's for old glass fucking tube TVs and all that bullshit. Just the technology's not the same. It just doesn't work with my TV. I need to get a converter to play that 64. But I didn't buy one upon launch. Some friends of mine had them, and Mario Kart GoldenEye was the shit by all means. You can play your Super Nintendo Mini for hours just on Super Ghosts and Goblins. Dude, that game's fucking impossible. I applaud you. I do. That game's tougher than a... Whew. Wow. But the SNES Mini, oh god, I looked at the list of that. Super Metroid, you would love that game. Final Fantasy, what is the one on there? 3, 6? It's the same game. Just I don't know what they numbered it as. But if you like RPGs, JRPGs, turn-based. Final Fantasy, I'll just say Kefka because he's the main boss in the game. That game is beautiful if you like the turn-based fucking RPG styles. And granted, it's an older game, it's like from like 1994. But that game, I think you would really enjoy. You think 4 is on the Mini? They might both be, actually. Because 4 was kind of heralded... Well, then it's probably 4 and 6, or 2 and 3, depending on how they number them. But with the little white Moogle, if you know... Well, the little panda-looking character. Oh yeah, Castlevania 4, which is also called Super Castlevania. But yeah, that's another... I haven't played that one, honestly. And I heard that game's the shit. I mean, and you have to realize, like, if you're going back to look into those things, you have to realize, yeah, maybe they control a little sloppy or something, but the sound to it is different, and it can be really kick-ass of a soundtrack. Sometimes the control is spot on. Super Metroid is one of those games. And then it's like, oh, I can't go here because I don't have this item. I can't go here, but you'll get that shit 2 hours later. Now I can go back to that place. Where was it? Let me check the map. I think it was over here. The exploration of Super Metroid, I think you'd fucking really love that shit. Yeah, I took a snapshot of all those games. Man, Super Ghosts and Goblins, you love that game? You're fucking hardcore, dude. That game's tough. It's worse on Nintendo, which is what... Ghosts and Goblins, like Ghouls and Ghosts or some shit like that. The one for the regular Nintendo, fucking impossible. Absolutely impossible. The fact that you like the one on Super Nintendo, tip of the cap, I applaud that kind of shit. Easily. That's just murder. You're a pain freak. Anyway, I looked at the box, yeah. Final Fantasy 3. Okay. Here in the... Well, it's technically 6, but that's in Japan. So when it was released here in the US, it was Final Fantasy 3 for us. So, anyway. Oftentimes, you'll hear me refer to Final Fantasy Kefka, because nobody knows what fucking number to call that game, but he's the main boss. So, if I say Final Fantasy Kefka, it's that game on the SNES Mini. Very cool game. If you're not mentally geared towards the RPG style, it might not be your kind of a thing. But if you do latch onto those things, that's one I think you'd really fucking love. Oh, we don't get pitching or batting war, that's right, because we're just AA scrubs. Anyway, I'm leading like all those categories. Whoops, we're still 3 games out of the fucking division lead, even though I'm a stud. Aiken, Ramos, where am I at here? Yay, I get to play another game before... Jesus. If I win this game, we'll be 500 at 15 and 15. The Indians with Bartolo Colon, they're 14 and 14. We're pretty much the same all the way through. Our AAA club sucks. Oh well, that's fine. Let me do another quick save here as I'm just farting around. But yeah, I'm going to buy my brother the NES Mini. I'm going to buy it and then, like, bring it with me, like, as part of my, not carry-on. Well, I'll bring it with, I'm not going to mail it to him. Because I want to see his face. I told him I'm going to buy it. I took fucking phone capture shots of all the games. He's like, dude, that brings me back. That's fucking awesome. Like I said, I was making fun of him for buying all that old shit, and here I am going to buy him a bunch of old shit. So, I know he'll love it, though, and he'll get mileage out of that stuff. Animals says, I got my Mini, I think, a week before Halloween. It was on a half day. I got home with it at, like, maybe 7 p.m. and played Super Ghosts and Goblins till the same time in the morning. Never passed the first level. Holy shit. Had fun, though. Had a big bag of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Kit Kats and a 2-liter of Coke to go through the night. That's exactly how we did it back in the day, except we drank Surge, which no longer exists. It was Surge, and yeah, just eating junk food. And I mean, yeah, this is Nintendo 64 and PS1 era. So we'd be playing, like, Twisted Metal. We'd be playing GoldenEye. There were some really good wrestling games on the Nintendo 64. And wrestling was big at the time. Like Stone Cold and the NWO and all that shit. Like, that was really big. So we were digging those games. But, like, yeah, dude, that's like 16, you're in that fucking ballpark. That's exactly how it was done. Somebody'd be like, dude, I want to play Metal Gear Solid. It's like, fucking do it, that shit's awesome. Somebody else wanted to play Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Yeah, that one's awesome, play that shit. Somebody had Ocarina of Time. It's like, dude, that looks fucking crazy. That's not the Zelda I know, but I'm digging this. Yeah, that's exactly how it was. Hell, even like, oh god, I could just go on with story mode here forever. I mean, I'm done playing the fucking game, but I could just talk shit for... or should I keep going? I don't know. Yeah, let's, fuck it. I got one more in me. Plus I can keep talking, and there's still something for the people to watch, as far as the actual sport of baseball goes. This will happen with me from time to time, though. No, I remember when I was first introduced to RPG... Well, not first, but the one that really got me hooked into it was Final Fantasy III, that one that's on the SNES Mini. That's before I had my car. Yep, same thing. I was 15, I walked a 16-mile round trip out of town, technically, to go to Myers to buy your Mini. You walked 8 miles, 8 miles. You're a fucking champion, bro, and I mean that. That's dedication for playing video games. Shit, I couldn't do it. Like, I could not do that, because any place to buy video games, not like the rental joints in town. We didn't even have a Blockbuster. It was a mom-and-pop rental joint, you know? To buy video games, I would have had to walk probably 20 to 30 miles. So there'd be no way. There would be no way. And my parents they would have just said, fuck it, I'll drive you, you know? But anyway, that game on the SNES Mini, Final Fantasy Kefka, that was the first RPG game where I kind of got the bug for that whole genre, honestly. Because like I said, back in the Nintendo days, like, I'm 5 years old. Try playing the original Legend of Zelda, or Link's Adventure Zelda Part 2. Try playing those when you're 5, 6 years old. They're impossible. It's very cryptic, you don't know. You need Nintendo power. I need to burn this bush with the candle. That leads me to a stairwell where there's a hidden item that'll help me advance into castle or dungeon number 5. Like, how the fuck would you figure that out without the internet? You couldn't, and it was impossible. There was no way to do it. I understood the appeal of those games. Metroid was another one. Like, I get it now, but as a 5-year-old, no fucking way.
Leading up for the match.
And it was impossible. But Final Fantasy III.
Daily.
I'm talking too much. I'm gonna have bad pitches. That was the game. You know, my nerd friends, as I dare I say, affectionately call them. They are the ones that got me into, like, playing Dungeons and Dragons and shit like that, and that whole the medieval stuff, the knights in shining armor, the dragons, and the thieves in the middle of the night breaking into the castle kind of shit. 12-6 curveball, by the way. It's like that whole thing, like, yeah, that's kind of cool, I can dig that. And it's like, alright, so Dungeons and Dragons, you're rolling dice, and you're telling a story. And it's tabletop. It's not, there's no controller in your hand or nothing like that. It's all, you're telling a story, and all of your information's like on a fucking, like a worksheet, a piece of paper. I did this much damage, I rolled the dice, I see what I did, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I was getting into that. They got me hooked into that shit. And then here's a video game that's kind of like that. Well, this guy's a thief. He can steal from people. He can steal weapons
He's
and
out.
potions and, you know, all this stuff. You know,
Batting
antidotes
third.
for poison. He can steal
Right
things.
fielder,
This guy is a knight.
Bobby
He hits for a lot
Abbott.
more damage and he's really good with swords. This guy, you know, I'm like, this is kind of fucking cool. It was Final Fantasy III that got me into that whole
inside.
RPG scene and that whole kind of, you know, this. Although Final Fantasy III is not like a medieval, you know, type of a deal, it still borrows from that. Oh, what did I miss here? The real name for the shape of the D20, icosahedron. Am I saying that right? I didn't even know that shit. Shit, good on you.
I got the count.
My
1
friend
and 2.
actually had a 30-sided die, and believe it or not, I had a friend who had a 100-sided die. It was a
That's
little
bull
bit bigger than a golf ball, but that's kind of that's the best I could compare it to. A bad pitch, but an even worse swing. Read it perfectly. Okay. Yeah, icosahedron. Gotcha. I'm good like that. I mean, with the last name Lacomiac, you kind of get good at pronunciating things. Plus, I like hockey. There's a lot of Canadians and
Leading off for the
Europeans and
Mets.
just awkward backgrounds.
Third
And,
baseman, Eric Perez.
well, the T is going to be silent on the end, so I'm guessing he's got French
0-1.
dialect in his blood, in his upbringing and such. Anyway, Terrio. Not Theriot.
I got the count. 0 and 2.
But yeah, Final Fantasy III, that was the fucking game. And I remember, one, you talk about staying up all night, drinking fucking soda, all the caffeine to keep yourself awake, eating
Batting
junk food.
fifth.
I'm at my friend's house
Designated
the one
hitter.
time,
Eric Campbell.
well, his parents' house, whatever.
0-1's
and
the
we're,
count.
maybe we had our driver's licenses, whatever, but we're still, like, digging that game. And,
0-2 is the count.
I remember, and if you don't know the game, it's not going to help the reference. But there is this move that you can do in the game. I'll just say it's called Bum Rush. You won't find that fucking maneuver
Batting sixth.
until way later
Center
in the
fielder,
game. I
Anthony
will say this though,
Spanos.
the guy who does the blitz maneuvers, that's his specialty. He's like a monk. And his special maneuvers, it's like button combinations. It's the weirdest thing. It's not just go through the menu and I select attack and, you know, whatever, I'm going to click this. Like this, it's like blitz. All right, now what do I do? Left, right, left, hit the attack button. All right, I want to do another blitz. All right, what do you do? It's like a Hadouken, a down to towards rolling. And then the attack button. It's very unique. Again, that borrows from like other things, but
The count. 0-2.
there's this move called Bum Rush. And when you're in a dark fucking room
Nope.
at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't care how much fucking caffeine you're jacked up on, like the lights are off and just the TV is on. And then Bum Rush, it's like this strobe light effect. And you like fucking fly around your enemy, like beating the shit out of him very quickly in rapid succession. It's just literally just pew 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 pew. It like makes this noise and the screen flashes like bright white on and off like a strobe light. It's like at 3 o'clock in the morning, like we're tired even though we're jacked up on caffeine. You have a seizure when that happens.
Leading off for Binghamton,
And I remember like
catcher.
this
Luis
was
Lorez.
it's the like middle of winter. I'm
Ball
at this
match
friend's
outside.
place, and well, because his bedroom was the upstairs portion of the house, and it was bad because the only bathroom in the house was downstairs. His parents' bedroom was right beneath us, so no matter what, to go downstairs,
Batting
you're walking
eighth.
down the stairs. It's an
First
older
baseman,
house. The stairs creak. You don't
Alberto
want to wake anybody
Zapata.
up, right? So what we were doing was we had like whatever, like a case of he liked root
Ball
beer,
match
whatever we're
outside.
drinking, soft drinks. We weren't fucking doing beer and all that stuff just yet. But we had it had snowed, so right outside of
One
his
ball,
window
one strike.
on the roof, it's just full of snow. So we'd have the fucking cases of like the Cokes or whatever out there buried in the snow, so they'd stay cold. So we just open up the fucking window, grab another drink, you know, fucking have another one, slam that down, and you know. And not even gonna lie, so what do you gotta do? Well, we don't want to walk downstairs and wake anybody up, right? Didn't want to wake up his parents. So, You go to the other window, open that up, you piss out that window, so you don't even have to go downstairs. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Second baseman, Steven.
We were those kinds of kids. Whatever, it's Wisconsin. Write your name in the snow. Who cares? That's just how it was. Shit, Animal, you're from Michigan. I'm sure that's pretty standard.
0-2.
You're outside. I'm just going to duck around the corner and take a leak. No big deal. It's no big deal. I mean, don't let the cops see you, and don't do it like in like broad daylight. But you're out with your friends. You're out farting around. You're at the pizza joint or something like that, the bowling alley. You know, oh, we're out a little bit late and got to get home. But the pizza joint just closed up. Just gonna go around the corner and relieve myself. No big deal. It sounds awkward to some other people, but nah, it's standard practice up there. Just don't get caught doing it. It's not like it's a fucking sin. At least not to me. I don't.
Leading off the fourth inning, the shortstop, Dan
What else?
Daly.
No, but the introduction to that Final Fantasy 3 for me, I remember, and again, it was, it might have been the previous year that I just referenced, upstairs with the cokes in the
No
snow.
balls, 2 strikes.
It might have even been the previous year that I was introduced to that game, and I remember my other friend, he had, like, his bedroom was basically the basement of the house, and this is like an old kind of building. So it's all concrete basement, and it's not insulated for shit. So we're down to, that's where we would always play Dungeons and Dragons, and like we had the big center table. We had, like, his mom would, like, she'd have like a bottle of wine or something when it was emptied out. Like, okay, we wanted to be authentic with it. We didn't have any lights turned on in the basement. We would use candles to keep the place lit up. It gave it like a cool ambience, right? So his mom would, have an empty wine bottle. Something. Okay, that wine bottle's mine. Put it on the table. We started buying a bunch of just regular taper candles, and like that's how we would keep the table lit up. Was just with candles. And so there were mainly 4 of us. That would usually play like all the fucking as long as we could. Weekends were like meant for that before we started really chasing skirts and having all the booze and all that stuff. But still a fun time. But it was during that stretch of time, that basement, it's cold as fuck, dude. It's Wisconsin in November, December, January, February. It is cold down there in that basement. And I mean, yeah, we had space heaters going, and everybody had their own fucking like industrial strength fucking blanket and military fucking issued sleeping bags. Because it was just cold, but we're rolling our dice, playing fucking, D&D, and someone's over there playing fucking Final Fantasy 3. And it's like, you hear the music, you're like, oh, I know where he is.
2-2 the count.
I know what town he just walked into. Oh, he's in a boss battle, who's he fighting now? So it just those weird memories. Cutter, wow. Should have swung at that one. But it's like those weird memories of like doing that shit. It's like, and it just, for some reason, like I can always picture playing that game and it's cold. Whether initially when I first saw that game and it was in my friend's basement and it was just fucking freezing, or like I said, upstairs a different friend over at his house, and it's like, we got the cokes over in the snow here, and we don't want to go downstairs to the bathroom to, clunking up and down the stairs, so just piss out the other window. We're good to go. Weird memories of that game, but what's funny is, first thing in that game, you enter a city which is like up in the snow-capped mountains. So it's almost like the ambience was goddamn fitting for how I saw that game. And if it started off in a jungle, I don't think... It's still a great game. But let's just say the game starts off in the... Figaro Castle is like in the desert. Oh, he got there. Goddamn, good wheels. Can't hate him for that.
The batter.
But if the game started off in the desert castle, you get there soon enough, but the game starts in like a fucking snow, like a little snow village. So combine that with the time that I'm introduced to the game.
Now batting. Center
It's
fielder,
cold as shit down in that basement. It's cold upstairs at my other friend's place. It's like, damn, dude, it's just brutal. Oh, you son of a bitch. Error. I'll get it. Let me drop that thing. Come on. Yeah, actually, you know, that, okay, the same friend that was upstairs at his place playing that, I'm still good friends with all these people. The upstairs Cokes in the Snow friend. He actually has been texting me recently, knowing that I'll be going up there for vacation, back to visit my family and everything. We still have a Dungeons & Dragons-like campaign that we've been playing for years. I mean, since before I moved to Florida. I mean, obviously started then. And I mean, the only time that we get to play is when I'm back up there. I mean, we could probably do a Skype and play, you know, just like over the internet, the Wi-Fi like this, you know, over Skypes and on a fucking Wi-Fi or a tablet or something and FaceTime it or whatever the fuck. That's all very possible. We could, and maybe we should, just for a few shits and giggles, just to see how that goes.
Nope, outside.
But, scheduling would be a problem too. But either way, the technical side of it would probably be the more interesting side. But we tend to. We've missed a year or two along the way. But we tend to play D&D still with those same campaign characters. I don't know what fucking year we started that either. But this goes back a long time. Really long time.
No, he's safe.
Alright, that no base hit, RBI, like, that's not my fault. That fucking idiot doesn't know how to throw to first base. Bounce it in the dirt. Dude, we're losing now. We're losing the ball game because of that fucking idiot. Any out is a good out. He can't even toss it to first base cleanly. That wasn't even a rushed throw. This guy deserves to be fucking dropped down to single A right now. Like, just bench him. Get him out of here. Send him to single A, which doesn't even exist in this game. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. I forgot what happened there. Well, they got to run on one hit. Yeah, because there was an error. The pop fly out and right. Damn, come on, guys. You can't fuck me over like this game. That's not my earned run. That's just not.
Leading off for Binghamton, the shortstop, Dan Daly.
Oof, got it.
I was going to slow him down there, throw that elbow. But yes, we still have a campaign of Dungeons & Dragons that we've been playing for years. And the only time we really get to play it, the only time we do play it is when I'm back there.
Hey!
Well, those same characters. They do play other shit that, like, I have no involvement with. But, I mean, that's just been a forever project.
Count, 0-2.
Just a absolute forever project. And generally, we only play, like, one night that I'm up there for vacation. I'll be up there for, like, 2 weeks. And we get at least one good night just to do some gaming, as we call it. It's like, we gotta schedule a gaming night. I think we missed it a year or two. But do I still follow Nintendo news nowadays? Or is your time with the Nintendo in the past? Yeah, like, I'm not up on fucking current shit, honestly. Like, maybe I know, well, I saw a lot of shit was, like, trending yesterday on Twitter, like a shit ton of things. But I didn't, I mean, as I'm at work, I have downtime at work, but, like, I can check a headline, I can't, like, read a full article. But I saw a lot of Nintendo games were trending yesterday on Twitter, so I know something dropped, or something is being revamped. He got under that hit. Or that hit, he got under that pitch. Whatever. Yeah, like, I don't... It's sad, like, as much as I play games, like, I'm playing a game from 2016. I mean, I'm a little behind the times all in general, but, just one of those things. Great, so dude, it's the 7th inning and we're losing here.
Leading off for Binghamton,
This ain't good.
third baseman, Eric Perez.
Nope, ball one.
Like I said, that's not an earned run. They have one hit.
1-1.
That was the guy that beat out the throw. Then there should have been the fly out in right. The guy dropped it. Then there should have been the throw out to first. The guy missed it.
Ball, that's down.
And that advanced the runner. I still needed one out, which I got for the third out. So that's technically not it. That shouldn't be against me. Oof. Yeah, yesterday there was a Nintendo Direct. Director live streams Nintendo do every few months to show trailers for or announce games, and yesterday was a doozy. Yeah, I was seeing thing for Link's Awakening. But I just saw that by name it was trending. What else did I see? What other game was I can't quite remember. I just saw like an artwork piece for Link's Awakening. I don't know if that was supposed to be a joke, if that was a rib. Like, oh, they're gonna try to make this game look pretty. I don't know.
0-1.
They're making a Super Mario Maker 2 for the Switch. The first one was the Wii U, which I don't have, so I'm hyped for the new one. Can't wait to make your own levels. Yeah, like, for the creative aspect of it, I do like that, but part of me, if I were to do Mario Maker stuff, I would almost try to make legitimate, like, not that impossible stuff. And I realize how it works. Like, the game cannot be thrown into the universal fucking system unless the creator beats their own level. Which is, okay, and that's fair. That's absolutely fair. But that's kind of a digital dick measuring contest. This is so impossible, but I did it because I created it. That was a cutter, by the way, for the strikeout.
Now batting. Center
So
fielder,
that's kind of...
Anthony
I would want to
Spano.
make, like, good, legitimate, like, Mario levels. Whether the style is, like, Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3, Mario World, Yoshi's Island, however, you know, whatever the design sets can be. I would want to
0-1's
make,
the
like,
count.
legitimate shit. Like, almost make my own sort of world and just see, like, if it's fun, if people appreciate that kind of a thing. Good hit. Good hit. I can't hate that. They're making Link's Awakening on the Switch, which is an odd choice, but it'll be fun to check out.
Now batting. Catcher.
And see, I really have not been up on Nintendo shit. Like I said, I bought a 64 way after it fucking did its thing. I was a
0-1.
PlayStation guy the first time I saw it. The upstairs friend, he told me, oh, Sony PlayStation. I'm like, okay, what the hell is this? It's blah, 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 blah. He's trying to tell me about Twisted Metal. And his description was like, I didn't get it. It's like, what? Okay, so a monster truck and you get to shoot other cars. Like, okay, like I didn't quite get it. I'm thinking Mario Kart, but it just sounded like, okay, whatever. That's no big deal. But then when I saw him play it, oh, did I get pulled out? I think I did. I guess they give me the hook. I am not the losing pitcher game. Fuck you. No, that was not an earned run. That was fucking 2 errors that gave them a run. That's fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit game. That is fucking bullshit. Look, earned runs, nothing. 0. All the way across. That is not an earned run. That's not my loss. I'm sorry. They won, but I didn't have an earned... How the fuck do I get a loss with an earned run going? Tell me that. Pitch, single. Pop out, error. Strike out, like... 6-pitch error, 1 run. Fuck, no, how the hell... That's not a loss. That is not a loss, dude. You know what that is? That's... And no fucking support. Huh. Well, that's irritating, huh? Huh. Well, that isn't it. Because if it was a win, I would have got more fucking points. How the fuck do I lose on rookie difficulty? Come on, game. See what I keep saying? When this game doesn't want you to win, motherfucker, you won't. Well, let's just put the K9 now up to 70. With a plus 12, so that's technically 82. It's pretty good. Let's see. Clutch H9. I mean, H9 would make the most, but dude, this costs so little. That would be 714. Look at that, 714 compared to 1724. Pitching clutch does not cost much. I mean, I can get 75 clutch before the points of just... I mean, look at that. That's insane, yo. It's going to take a lot. But K9, H9, those are the ones that are going to make it X. In order, maybe K9, H9 in clutch, I suppose. Got to be able to shut people down when there's runners on base. Got to. God damn it. Oh, I gotta save. That is going to do it for me, sadly. I'd love to stay in chat. If it was Friday night and I had nothing to do, no curvy distractions, I'd probably be drinking as well, but I'm enjoying the talk here, Animal. This is good shit. Of course, yeah, give it a throwback. Let me talk about back in my day. You know what, fuck it. You're 16, I'll have a drink for you. Ugh. Excuse me, I got two things, actually. Depending on the fruit, they're both flavored alcohols. So I'll give you the choice here. Alright, so this was part of a gift bag today. This is Jim Beam Apple. Jim Beam is a bourbon, but it's apple. I know it's backwards, but you understand. Just a little like a traveler bottle. And then this lovely big son of a bitch. Captain Morgan, can you read that? Pineapple. Pineapple flavored rum. So, apple bourbon or pineapple rum. I'll give you the choice of what the fuck I'ma have. I don't have anything to mix this with either, so this is straight up, my friend. A quick, this is cheaper than NyQuil. You know, a bottle of NyQuil this big probably costs like, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks. This thing was probably $4. So, and plus, glug, glug, glug. Get a good taste of that, and just like a shot before bed, just to calm it all down. James R. Beam Distilling Company in Frankfort, Kentucky. Well, there you go. Bunch of those Ridge Runners. Fucking Jack Daniels is Tennessee. This is Kentucky. Your Twitch crashed right after the first one, so I only saw the Jim. Okay, I'll get back to you. There's apple, Jim Beam bourbon, but it's apple flavored, a little bottle. It doesn't matter, I'll just have a shot. But Jim Beam apple and a big-ass thing of Captain Morgan pineapple. So your choices are pineapple or apple. That's what we're going with here. I'll give you the choice. Hanging out for the whole run here. Let me get a shot glass ready, too. Oh, I gotta clean that other one out. Oops. I still see previous residue in there. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Funny enough, I saw a commercial for that company today. Alright, the pineapple sounds good. Alright, I will do that. This ain't no... I never lie about drinking when I stream. So if I... It's rare that I'll just have one at the fridge and like, trust me, I just took a shot. Or I'll come back with a shot glass full of something. I never lie about this because what's the fucking point? Like, no shame in my game. But anyway, Endless Animal. And for all the gamer guys and girls out there, cheers to you. I'll slow sip this a little bit. Savor up. That's a good flavor. Now, as a shot, that's fine. But I, for one, wouldn't just slam this shit straight. I mean, once you start hitting the bottle, because all stupid kids do, trust me, I did it. You'll just be like, I can drink this stuff straight. Trust me when I say, mix it up and throw down some water afterwards. At some point. Be smart about your stupidity. That's that's great advice for me. But yeah, pineapple rum. And here's another secret, too. I don't know what your thoughts are on drinking. I know you're only 16, and I'm not condoning it now. I just know that it's probably going to happen. So even still, when you get to 21, let's keep it on the legal side of things. Nothing wrong with the fruity drinks, because the girls like fruity drinks. So you show up to the party, Super Bowl party, somebody's birthday, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You show up to the party with something flavorful like that, the girls are going to come running to you. Everybody drinks Budweiser. That shit's fucking everywhere. You want a little bit more bang for your buck, so to speak. No, there's no shame in that. I'm not going to say it exactly worked for me, being a shy idiot, but I know so much more now. Trust me. But that all works out. Yeah. Even room temperature, that's actually pretty tasty. You like the mints, like, dude, Dr. McGillicuddy, that's definitely a Midwest thing. I was a big fan of the Vanilla Cuddy, actually. I want to say there was a root beer one, but that was tougher to find, or a cherry, I think it was. But no, alright, and I'm just saying, for anybody else out there in the Midwest, Dr. McGillicuddy's Vanilla Cuddy with root beer is like a root beer float. It's got some booze in it. You talk about a great mix. You don't need to go to the fucking gas station and get like a 12-pack of A&W cream soda. It is good, but you can make your own with Dr. McGillicuddy's Vanilla Cuddy and A&W root beer, or whatever your choice. Does Mug still exist? Mug root beer? Barks, but that's like kind of like Grandpa's root beer. If you like it, fine. Trying to stay a little up to date with things. How the fuck did I lose that game? Plus, that put us under 500. That was supposed to be Did we keep losing? Yes, we did. That was supposed to be 15 and 15. But 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This team sucks. I want to trade. So we're falling behind. The AAA team's catching a little bit of ground. And the Indians themselves are one game below 500. Alright, it's almost best if they continue to suck. Because as good as my numbers are, I'm less likely to get called up. If they're decent, they're pushing for the playoffs and they'll want my young arm that's doing so well. So, I'm not looking forward to that. Huh. I think I saved, but I'll do it again anyway if it prompts me to. Sure it does. But yeah, I had a good friend of mine really loved that McGillicuddy's menthol mint schnapps. Whew! I mean, to each their own. Like, that's a good finisher shot for the night. Like, it's not like mouthwash, but it'll get the beer taste out of your mouth if that's the way you've been going. Yeah. Anyway, let's, quick little finishing move here for the gamer guys and girls. Just, I tell you what, Captain Morgan, I'm a fan, but this pineapple rum, this is really good. If you wanted to mix this with some orange juice, it'd be pretty good. Depending on whatever, maybe a 70-30 on your mixing. 60-40 is okay too. Finishing move, here it goes. No need to slam the shot. Unless it's a race and there's money on the line. Otherwise, enjoy that shit. Slow sip it. Get the flavor. You don't want to be like the Trix Rabbit and eat that fucking cereal too quick and like, oh, I don't know what it tasted like. Well, tough shit, motherfucker. You're not getting any more. Don't break your controller, Mike. You're not going to get another one. See, it's the same thing we talked about earlier. All that shit. Doot, doot, doo-doo-doo. And this animal subscribed with Twitch Prime. They've subscribed for 3 months. Currently on a 3-month streak. I guess I've been subbed for 3 months. Oops, never canceled that. Oh well. I'll slam my water along with you. That's good because I got my own water too. It's all good. I'll do that with you. Hydration, everybody. Very important. Plus, that's just good. Actually, a buddy that I work with says, like, wake up first thing in the morning. He slams like a liter of water. Just because you have to get his system primed and just flush everything out. You know, that first bathroom trip of the day, yep, liter of water first thing. Now, I do a lot of cardio if I'm running around. Outside of DDP yoga, I do a lot of cardio. So, belly full of water, I don't want to cramp up like that. So, I'll have a good couple of sips of some nice cold water. I guess that's really good for, you know, the insides and whatnot. But, separate story altogether. Whew. Slamming water. Nothing wrong with that. We are in the month of May. This was a 4-game episode because talking some old school Nintendo and Super Nintendo and all that fun shit. Always good. I mean, thankfully it's an easy difficulty setting. I still lost the fucking game. How is that possible? When this game doesn't want you to win, you won't. I've been saying that all the way through. Look, my ERA is 0. How the fuck do I have a loss? 52 innings, 90 strikeouts. I could potentially double that number. Oh well. Not going to cry over that. It's more about the MLB career. I mean, luckily, I'm like building up pretty fucking good so far. I mean, if they say that I'm 70 overall with a +5 bonus, my K9 is 70. These are all at 60. That's pretty good. I almost want to go back and check my guy on the show 18 to see how this compares after one full season into a second year. 1 full year of minor league ball, then I got called up the second year. I'm technically into my 3rd year, but it would be somewhere within the... I don't think I've eclipsed the 1st year of my complete call-up yet. As far as absolute calendar date fucking timing. Oh well. But, see, well, stamina I know is pretty good for my other guy. But the fucking archetypes drop a ceiling to you, and that sucks. I want K9, I want H9, I want control more than break, quite honestly. Break is just going to happen based on the pitches, but control, put it exactly where I'm asking. I mean, alright, to max out curveball control, to the max. It's not so bad, 7,000, from 50 to max. Sweeper control should be just a little bit more than that because of the plus 5, 7,300. Okay. Well, next time we play the live stream Let's Play of MLB The Show 16, going back in time, we just continue on through our AA set here with the Cleveland Indian Minor League Akron Rubber Ducks here in May of 2016. My birthday was actually right there on a Thursday back in 2016. Well, that's boring. What fun is a birthday on a Thursday? Oh, well. Regardless. Thanks so much, Endless Animal, for staying here for an endless amount of banter from me. Yeah, it's getting close to my bedtime here. I gotta hit the pillow and beat the shit out of Friday. I gotta beat up Friday like it owes me money. No auto shutdown disabled. It's just... Whoa! There was a screeching, digital, scratchy, squelchy, fucked up noise in my ear. There was a screeching, digital, scratchy, squelchy, fucked up noise in my ear. Still sounds like something is a little bit off. Woo! I got Friday off for school, so I'm chilling all day tomorrow. Or I guess today. Yeah, it's close to... Yeah. Well, you're all good to go, Animal. Yeah, fuck it. Hey, enjoy it. I mean, I know snow days don't come often up there. Because normally they're fucking... Those people are just battle-tested, like 12 inches of snow. Nah, we'll be alright. The plows will be out there. It'll be good. You hear an echo now. Well, I did just have my laptop up. I was... We'll be alright. The plows will be out there. It'll be good. I don't know. I did have my laptop up a little bit. Because the stream's a little bit on delay. Hopefully it's not still there. If it is, oh well, you get to hear me twice. As for me, well, fuck it, another quick throw out here. Swig of water for the gamer guys and girls. Thanks so much, Endless Animal, for chilling on the long run here. And Melberry's jumping in to say, hey. Had 6.5 snow days in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, dude, I've heard. It snowed by my parents' place for 2 days straight. And the snow out the back fucking sliding door towards the port, like I said, hip high. They didn't even bother with that shit. They're like, we're not going out there anyway. The flower garden? Pff, ain't no flowers with that snow. Fuck it. We're not going to fire up the grill. Got the stove inside. Hip fucking high. Incredible. But thanks so much for chilling. Depending on tomorrow night, I might be back for something. I'm not even sure what. And I'll probably be, if anything, I'll probably be having more drinks tomorrow. More than just one shot. Might not be gaming when I do that, but who knows. As for now, MJ signing out for now. So till we meet again, everybody, I don't know when or where that's exactly going to take place, and I'm not even sure what game we'll be playing the next time you and I cross paths specifically, but all I do know is that I will indeed catch you down the road.